Hello, hello, hello. We are going to be playing some Valkyrie Chronicles today. This is a game that I have played before on other systems, and I've quite enjoyed the series, and we're going to be giving this version a run. Not sure what it is, but there's always something about this art style that gets me. No.
The year was 1935 EC. Two powers controlled the continent. In the east, the sun rose over the autocratic East European Imperial Alliance, otherwise known as the Empire. In the west, a network of loosely allied democracies formed the Atlantic Federation. Both powers depended on a precious mineral ragnite for their survival, and its growing scarcity led to the inevitable war.
Huh?
Hostilities began in the east when the Empire aggressively crossed their western border. The Atlantic Federation responded, and the Second European War was on.
I just wait things tend to go.
The Empire, with its vast military superiority, struck hard, gaining ground in early victories and putting the Federation on the defensive. Emboldened by their progress and momentum, the Empire set their sights beyond the borders of the Federation. In neighboring Gallia, a peaceful principality along the sea, they found their next victim. Gallia had long maintained its neutrality in the tensions between the two superpowers. But the rich stores of ragnite under the Gallian soil proved too tempting for the Empire. It amassed troops along the eastern border and invaded with all the force of an avalanche.
Oh.
Prologue. Gallia to arms.
Let's see what we have happening here.
March 1935. Outside the Gallian border town of Brule. Residents are leaving the town before the invasion, headed inland towards the capital.
I don't see it going well for that family.
I haven't been down this road in years. It really hasn't changed very much. Whoa. Already? Hey there, guys. You're beautiful. Starting early this year. You're heading upstream, huh? How's the water?
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. Very nice sketch work.
Freeze!
Uh-oh.
Put your hands in the air. Slowly.
Hi there.
Haven't seen you around before. What's your name?
My name's Welkin. And you are...
The one with the gun. We're
True.
with the Bruletown Watch. I'm Alicia. Alicia Melchiot. So, I'm wondering what you've been writing in that little book you've got there. Imperial spies are in the area.
This book is nothing, really. I was just sketching the fish and,
Yes. Oh, I know. And you know there's a war on, don't you?
Maybe.
All right then, Mr. Artist. We'll talk about fish sketching down at the station. Take him away.
Thanks, fish.
You can't exactly blame the fish for that. Come on.
Flowers, bugs, and fish. You're not bad with a pen, are you? I have to say, they're really very good.
Thank you. So you see, I really was just sketching.
Maybe. Or this could be some kind of secret code. And I intend to take my time finding out for sure.
Sus.
Great.
Welks? Is that you?
Isara! Oh, your timing is perfect.
What have you gotten yourself into now, Welkin? Wait. Don't you live at the old general's house? That's right. I'm General Gunther's daughter, Isara. You do know everyone's supposed to evacuate, right? Yes, I'm aware of that. My brother's here to help me move to the capital, but that may be difficult. I mean, unless you're willing to let him go, that is. Huh?
Hee. Little sis sticking up.
I apologize, but I was just doing my job, you know. I saw you with the notebook and thought you were a spy. Again, I'm really sorry about that.
Thanks. Don't worry about it. I can see how I might have looked a little suspicious.
Welks has a real passion for observing nature. That's why he's studying it at the university, right?
Guilty as charged. I get so into it sometimes I forget where I am or that somebody might be watching me.
Uh-oh.
Gunfire! Everyone keep your heads down!
No kidding.
Over there! Come on! Damn it!
Choices.
Welkin, you can handle a gun, right?
Yeah. I mean, I made it through training anyway.
Well, they're probably just a small scouting team. We should be able to take them out.
I'm with you.
Alright. Getting into the action. Alright, need to save it by ourselves. There's no auto-saving in this. Fair considering when it came out.
Okay, here's the plan.
Tell me. Alright, eliminate Imperial scouts that are approaching Brule. We'll deploy from here and take out all 3 of them. Only 3. Just cross the bridge and take them down as fast as you can. Our objective here is to eliminate all enemies. Let's take care of them one at a time, nice and easy. 20 turns, should be able to do it, and then don't let Wilkins or Alicia die. Sounds fair enough.
Just stay calm and get it done.
Will do.
I see 3 of them.
Good call.
That's 3 too many. Stay sharp.
I agree.
Listen a second. There's something I should explain.
Go on. Command points. Command mode. Select a unit and it will take command points to use them. Right. So I've got 3 actions. Okay. Nameless Town Watchman. I don't foresee things going well for you. That's just the way it goes.
Ready to go.
Right. Command them, get them into action mode, move freely. We got a certain amount of movement, after which I cannot move. Alright. Let's get over there and see what happens. About attacking. Right trigger, aim, select where we're going to do it. Head is weaker than the other areas, and is criticals. Only one action per turn. Okay. Well, his back is to us, so he can't dodge, according to that. There we go. Once they're out, end turn, go back to command mode. But I don't want to be done yet. I still have movement left. Let's see, where should we go? Cover. Yeah, there's the sandbags. Crouch while hiding, you can't get critical hits on. Okay. Now I'll certainly go from cover to cover. Grass, 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 grass.
Moving out.
All right, Alicia, let's go. Come on. Only got those two over there. There are only 3 total, so yeah. Hello there. Please hit. You did. Good on ya. Let's see. Let's have Wilkins finish off that last one.
Here we go.
He's already gone this turn, so he has reduced movement. That'll be something to keep in mind for later on. Man, his accuracy is bad. But we won.
I don't see any more of them.
That's good. Hey, we got some monies. Some ducats. A hilltop promise? What are we promising here? Yes.
There's no other sign of the enemy.
Good. Now, go keep watch and stay alert.
Yes, ma'am. What should we do with the bodies, ma'am?
We'll bury them.
Fair.
So it's begun. I'll do whatever it takes to protect the people of this town. I'll do it. Even going to war, I'll do it. What are those?
Seeds from the lion's paw. It blooms white, small, simple, and strong.
I want to be able to remember, once the war is over, that it wasn't all just people killing people. That even in war, there was also new life.
On the 15th day of the 3rd month of the year 1935, the Empire began its assault in earnest. A formal declaration of war was made upon Gallia.
Ooh.
Though it was only a small front in a massive continental assault, what followed would prove that a tiny nation could best a military giant. These events would tell a story of tragedy hidden in the mists of time. A story of courage and of trust, of persecution and hate, and of love blooming even through the flames of war. What follows is a record of this conflict, and of those who fought, lived, and died.
Oh. Getting us amped up with that music.
Chapter 1. In Defense of Brule.
Alright, on our way to defend town. Enjoying your big stretch?
Seeing that old mill spinning again really makes it feel like home sweet home.
Not so?
I hear that. It really is one of the most beautiful things about this town.
I mean, to be fair, there's not much of a town there from what I see.
Our enemy can't be far behind. I thank you for your help. Goodbye, and take care.
Running away, are you?
How's the packing coming along, Ys?
Almost done. I only need to take the everyday basics.
Well, the Empire's got to be close by. Let's hit the road by sundown.
I mean,
Martha, look! Wilkes is here!
sundown sounds a bit late to be heading out if you're already running scouting parties.
Oh, welcome back, Welkies.
Welkies.
You're still calling me that? Martha, I'm 22 years old. And more important, you shouldn't be running around. Aren't you due any day now?
Oh, a light jog won't hurt the little spud. I should know. I've already had 4 of them.
Fair enough.
Hello there. Is Welkin in?
Maybe.
Oh, hello, Alicia. What brings you here?
I just wanted to apologize. For before. Here. This is for you.
Really? These are for me?
All of them?
I work at the bakery. Well, I did until the war started anyway. It's where I live, too.
Ah.
That's preserved bread, so it's pretty hard. Heat it up before you eat it, alright?
Weaponized bread.
I baked it myself, so the flavor's guaranteed. Best you ever had.
Thanks. Do you want to come in?
One of 2 ways this is gonna go. That bread either is incredibly delicious or it is awful.
Arrested and shot at? You've had a busy day of it, haven't you, Welkies?
Certainly has.
And what a lovely lady you are for all that adventuring. Good job, Welkies.
What? Wait, no, it's not like that. Alicia just saved my skin, that's all.
He's right, we just met. I'm not his girlfriend, just his hero.
Okay, then.
Although I'm really hoping to be his friend.
Probably can arrange that.
Oh, well, I'm sure you will. Be good to my Welkies here, won't you?
Okay, seriously, Martha, enough with the Welkies already.
Nah, she's never gonna give up on
Lovely
that.
Portrait. Is that General Gunther?
Yep. It was taken before I was born. But that's Dad.
That's Dad? You're a lucky guy.
Maybe?
And who's that with him, there? My father, Tamer. He was an engineer. The General's tank was his creation. Wait a minute. But I thought the General was your dad.
Yes and no.
My birth parents died when I was a baby. The General was kind enough to take me in as his own after that.
Yeah. We're not related by blood, but she's definitely my little sister.
Blood is there's a lot more to family than blood.
Sorry, was that question too personal? No, I don't mind at all. I was blessed with 2 wonderful fathers. Yeah, I guess you were, huh?
Is that really the time? I've got to get going.
Oh, gotta get back to the bakery.
Why don't you see her off, Welks? I can take care of the rest of this on my own.
Why are you trying to play matchmaker? We just met.
All right, I will. I'll be right back.
See you later, Isara. Safe travels.
Doo-doo-doo. The Windmill Tower. What's gonna happen there?
Wow, look at this. Brule's really becoming a ghost town.
They've been leaving for a while. Just about everyone is evacuated by now. You can't blame them. Tensions are rising with the Empire. We'll survive. The Town Watch will guard and protect the home front. Everyone will come back someday. They'll come back when it's safe again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
So, Welkin, I'm curious. Are you gonna join the army like your father?
I don't think that's for me. What I'd really like to do is be a teacher.
Huh. A teacher?
Yeah. Animals and insects, flowers and plants, they've always been my passion. I've learned a lot from nature.
Is that so?
See, my dad, he protected this country as a general, but it's just that I want to give back in my own way. My own way. You know what I mean?
I think I do. You're sure about it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's deep. In your own way.
Uh-huh. Not good. Very much not good.
What was that?
That
Oh,
sound.
jeez. That's not a sound anybody who's heard will ever forget. Not looking good for the town. Oh.
Move it! Come on, let's go!
Or the civilians. Oh, let's put a stop to that.
I don't believe it. The mill.
Miss Melchiot, the Imperials are attacking. There's a squad of them in town right now.
No kidding.
Get all the Town Watch together, now! We've got to fend them off.
They must be at Mill Plaza. I'll help.
Thanks, Welkin. Now move out! Stay low!
Somebody's got some common sense. Let's take care of the Imperials.
I'll explain the mission.
Thank you for that. Right, invaded Windmill Plaza and taken over the entire area. We'll deploy from down on below. Hide behind sandbags to cover as you advance towards the plaza. Our goal this time is to eliminate the enemy leader. Pretty sure they'll be in the plaza back there. Good to know. Careful, there may be enemy units hiding behind the buildings out there. Hidden enemies won't show up on command view, so be careful as you make your advance. Alright, so line of sight, fog of war. Okay, defeat enemy leader, and we got 20 turns.
It's up to us to defend Brule.
And we will at that.
Our target is the Imperials in Mill Plaza. Focus on taking down their captain. Breaking the chain of command should at least buy some time for the townspeople to get away.
Good call.
All right, I got it. Let's all be careful out there.
Got a second? Listen close and I'll explain.
Alright, what are you going to teach me about damage? Oh, we heal at the end of each turn. If you take heavy damage, don't push them. Stay back and heal. Should an enemy attacks drive your HP into 0, they become critical. In this battle, I have no way to heal critical conditions, so don't let anybody get to 0. I will certainly keep that in mind. Good thing we gathered the town guard, and we got the one watchman here with us. I'll send him out first. He's nameless. Sight lines. When you are in action mode, the sight line will appear over his head when you sight them. That line connects the unit to the enemy, meaning line positions directly above the enemy's location. Use this to guide when attacking and trying to position your units on a spot where they'll be safe from enemy attacks. Good to know. Trigger buttons will allow you to switch between targets more quickly. Alright, clearly the sign will be indicated by red. If the line is interrupted, it means that units attacked will be blocked. Alright, it'll tell you how far you have to kill and the effectiveness of it. Triangle indicates only slight damage. X means ineffective against that type of target. Area shows whether the attack will damage a broad area, and shots show the number of shots fired per each attack. Kills the number of shots required to reduce them to 0. In this case, 5 rounds fired. 2 must hit the enemy to defeat them. Only takes shots that hit the center of the crosshairs into account. Misses or hits in the other areas of the target are not taken into account in this number. This provides an estimate you can use when selecting a target and can be used to line up headshots and critical attacks. Good to know. Hello there. Thank you for holding still. And we got more people here. Let's have you hold here for now. We've got 3 more here. Yeah. That's a bit more than I can trust one person to handle. Let's send Welkin next. Come on. You got this, Welkin. Got him.
Yes.
Let's move on to here, because I can. Let's have him hold there. Alright, so we've got 4 still on the board. He's in cover behind sandbags. We can take him out with a lot of shots, or we can just treat him with this. I have a present for you. Enjoy. Let's go like that, and let's go over here. And that's the end of this round. Enemies are up. 3v3. Let's see what they do. They got 5 actions. Okay. Counterattacks. Good to know. What else are they doing? That. Clicking sandbags prevent critical hits. Otherwise, that would not have been good. Where are you going? They really dislike Welkin. Like, with a passion. You're going again. Oh, nice. That was our commander. Hey, we done it. This is not good.
Like a tank.
Not good at all. No, 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 no. Please point that somewhere else. Please? Yeah, it's definitely time to pull back. This is not looking good for Bro. Rule. Oh, yay. Are you seriously taking shots at a tank with a rifle? That ain't how this works. That's not how this works at all. Good luck. You're taking hunting rifles against a tank. Nah. Nah, man, nah.
Welkin, tank!
No kidding.
That's not good. We're not equipped to take out a tank.
Obviously.
I hate to say it, but we should probably pull out for now. Get off this road and into the alley to the east. It's too narrow for it. And try to stay behind cover while moving. One blast from that turret and it's over.
I'll keep that in mind. Alright. What do we need to do right now? Welkin needs to reach the destination. So only Welkin needs to get over there. So let's use... that's too far for someone to get in one turn, isn't it? So I'll need to have you clear the way some. So Wilkins can make a run for it.
Please hit.
Yes, please. Please, please, please. Yeah. Alright, Welkin, let's go. Let's take you out. That'll eliminate some of the fire that we're taking as we're running through.
Yes.
Let's keep running. Run, boy, run. Oh, it was far enough. Good.
Phew. Looks like we shook them. What are you doing from here?
If they're rolling in the tanks, there's not much the town watch can do.
Yeah?
We'll try to buy time so everyone can get away.
You won't come away from that.
I'll dig in my heels at the main gate and do what I can to stall them.
You definitely won't walk away from that.
Okay, I'll head back to my house and grab Isara and Martha, then come back.
You can try.
Be careful out there, Welkin.
New chapter.
Chapter 2. Escape from Brule.
Rescue. Things aren't going well back at the house, I assume.
Isara, Martha, please be okay.
Gunshot from the house?
Martha!
Fence post and spilled bread.
What's her problem? She pregnant or just fat?
Who cares? Not gonna make any difference when she's dead.
Stop this now.
See what she's wearing? Take a good look at that shawl. She's a Darkson.
And that explains it. I thought this place stunk. Now I know it does. So, we got ourselves a fat one and a stinky one.
Oh, we got a racist.
It's a regular pig farm in here.
Yeah, you made it there, okay.
Thank you to watch your tongue in this house. You have to leave now.
That's a big gun for such a little girl. Drop it.
Isara!
Huh? Hold it right there!
Fence post for the win.
Die!
Who shot?
Dark son pig!
Isara, are you okay?
I'm okay thanks to you. But Martha, I think she's...
Martha!
This isn't good. She's gone into labor. Moving her would be dangerous.
Right. Well, we can't just leave her here. What are we gonna do?
Good
There
question.
are a lot of Imperials out there, Ys. It's only a matter of time before they take over the Mill Plaza.
Yeah.
Listen, the barn out back.
What about it?
Our fathers have left us something. Something that might get us out of this mess.
Is it mortars? Mortars would help. That's for sure. Oh, that'll help too.
Dad's tank. Whoa. I can't believe it's still here.
And it's one of a kind. Here it is, the Edelweiss. Tamer built it especially for General Gunther.
Yeah, and it worked great too. So it's just been parked here in the barn?
I wanted to make sure it would still operate, you know, in case of emergencies.
Oh yeah, emergencies.
I enrolled in a maintenance class given by the military. I wanted to be able to do what my father could do.
Well, that's great. But that's only a class, Isara.
It really didn't need much, hardly any alterations at all. I just fitted it with a new turbine engine. It really improves on the power to weight ratio.
We got our mechanic.
The Edelweiss is field-worthy. Its firepower and mobility are more than a match for recent models.
Well, assuming it does work. What's next?
All right, Welks, you took the armored vehicle course, didn't you?
Yeah. Back in high school. Once.
Oof.
We'll bring Martha here. She'll be safe inside the tank, and we can move to a better location. Just leave the driving to me, okay? All you have to do is give the orders.
Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Isara, we ready to roll?
Engaging engine.
That's
The
one
Edelweiss
quiet woman
is
in
ready
labor.
for deployment.
Alicia could still be out there dodging bullets, buying time for people to evacuate. Here's the plan. We're gonna pick up Alicia and get out of town.
Good plan.
All right, Edelweiss, move out!
Hustle, hustle. Get that hustle on, buddy. Off to save the town. Retreat from rule.
Here's the brief for this operation.
Enemy squad is centered around a single tank, currently advancing from the plaza onto the main road. We need to defend the gate on that road. If the enemy breaches it, the evacuating townspeople will be in danger. Yeah. They'll probably head for the gate and try to destroy it. The tank will be with them. Our goal here is to take out that tank while keeping the gate standing. Without the help of your tank, it's next to impossible for us to destroy their tank. Oh yeah, they got rifles. Till we can rendezvous, the brutal town watch will do everything we can to keep the gate in one piece. That's not much. Town watch will need to hold off the enemy forces until you arrive with the tank. We'll need to use the sandbags around the starting point and gate for cover to hold back the Empire's attack. Yeah.
All right, let's begin. We've got to stop them here.
Let's hope.
If this gate falls, there's going to be even more casualties among the townspeople.
Oh yeah.
The town watch will defend this gate so as many people as possible can get away.
That's the hope.
Got a second? Listen close and I'll explain.
What you gonna teach me? Sandbags and hand grenades. Move behind sandbags, selecting crouch. Defense is mechanized, and headshots are negated. Works both ways. Hand grenades can be used to destroy sandbags. Well, we did that in the last one. Alicia possesses hand grenades. Nobody else does in this fight. That's good to know. When to number each phase, you will recover 1 joy. That's not going to be problematic at all. Let's see what we got over here. Oh! We got friends. We got quite a few friends. Not exactly of the kind we would want. You still got some health. Hey, you're giving them an extra turn. Let's... Oh, joy. That's not good. Yeah, just stand there and hold them all off. I believe in you.
My turn, okay?
Alright, Alicia, you've got hand grenades, and they've got people in sandbags back here. Can't get it through that area, so... Let's do this. Yeah, please. Please, please, please. Hey, got rid of some sandbags. Let's have you hold there with him to help keep them back. Okay, yeah, did a decent chunk of damage to those guys. He's still got health. They got another guy over here giving them. Alright. Let's see what we can have you do. That's too far reliably to hit. Can we get him here? Slightly better odds. Hey! And now let's have you fall back a little bit. Say here. Yeah, let's have you hold here. And enemy phase. What you got? Please do not hit my person. He's just being a nuisance there. Don't point that at me. Oh, that's a decent chunk of damage. That's only 5 hits that I can take from that. Ow. That hurt. For not much retaliation. What are you? Come on. We're gonna get him? Really? 5 HP left. That did 98 damage. What are you doing? Stop. Stop. No. Do you not know what stop means? Jeez. No. Well, he's going down. That's one less action they got next turn. Take that. What do we got up next? Ragnade. Small amount of damage is healed at the start of each player's turn. Sometimes the unit has suffered heavily damage. Needs help to arrive faster than they need Ragnade. Yet another product of Ragnite or Ragnade combines healing and antibiotic properties into a single medical package. Selected the action menus and press the target button to use it. Place crosshairs on nearby ally to heal them, or place it on no one to use the handy item to heal yourself. Good to know. We got healing potions.
My turn.
You're
okay?
up. Let's have you come back down over here. I don't trust this guy over here to really hold this guy off by himself. Jeez. Right, let's just do that, because going over the wall is going to take a big chunk of my health. But you are going to go after the scout up here, because we want to reduce the number of turns they have. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. And then we got this guy down here. Okay, we've got 2 actions left. Got this guy down here. At least his HP's in trouble, so it'll be you. You're not crouching, so I can get headshots. I mean, we got you on that side of the road, me on this side. I mean, they can't do much against a tank. I need that tank to come soon. Hey. So everyone except the tank is now gone. Just hide around the corner there. Alright, enemy phase up. What you got? I might have done it bad. If it uses both actions on the tank, wall's gonna go down fast.
No! If this keeps up...
No kidding. He didn't use the extra action points he had? Oh! Oh yeah. This is good. It takes 2 to command a vehicle.
Here we go.
For me or them, okay.
The tank should be able to breach that wall. It may provide us with a shortcut, Welks.
You mean the wall that's the only way through?
All right, let's give it a shot. Hang.
Right, they can act as walls. Yes, the command 2, noticed that already. I need to have movement to turn. I can't just turn at the end when I run out of energy like with others. What's that for?
Enemy sighted.
Oh, that's why there's space over there. 3 major means of attacks: anti-armor shells, mortars, and machine guns. Okay. Area effect. Okay. So, machine gun. That's a big area where it could miss. Or a mortar. I think he was over here by this tree. Isn't he? Yes, okay. So yeah. Since he's right by that tree, let's do that. He survived. I can have someone else come over here and deal with him after I open this up. But I need to get a move on before that thing takes out the gate.
Tank!
Darn right it is.
Alicia, I'm sorry we're late.
Welkin, you have a tank?
Surprise, surprise.
We can talk later. Right now, we need to stop those soldiers.
Enemy tank sighted, Welks. Switching to anti-tank combat. Armor-piercing shells loaded.
All right, let's go take it down.
Yeah, let's... And I'm out of gas. And yeah, that's kind of the way it works. You're gonna go take out that guy who's hiding back over there. Because he's giving them an extra action point. And I dislike that significantly. Even if it's just one less action, even if they're not using it, I'd be a lot more comfortable if they didn't have it. He might try to duck. Scalular to the... He's named. Okay. Hey, he tried to dodge. Good thing I was aiming for his feet. So he ducked right into it. Alright, Edelweiss, let's go.
Entering combat.
Out. Move, 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 move. Hank, be slow. Can I hit it from here? Can I? I might hit it from here. I hit the building. Fair. Alright, please do not blow up the gate. Give me another turn. You're shooting at me.
Under miner fire.
Body and treads. Body tank destroyed. Treads. Essentially no movement. Okay. So I need to hit the glowing blue spot. Good to know. Does my tank have a glowing blue spot?
Entering combat.
Yes, it does. It's there. Good to know. Alright, let's get this as close as we can. So we do not want to miss this.
Now.
Come on. Turn. Alright. Let's use our next action points. I'm too close to it. How about here? Hey! There we go. Da, 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 da. Victory.
Yes, we stopped it. Nice work, East.
Woohoo! Now you're my hero, Welkin.
Taking turns, are we?
The Imperials are running off for now. Looks like we bought some time at least.
Yeah?
Welks, it's a boy. Martha had a boy.
She gave birth in Dad's tank?
That is the correct face.
Yes, and without complications. They're both perfectly healthy.
Good. That's fantastic. Now let's stay sharp as we head out of town.
Good idea. Enemy Ace. Is that the name guy? Ooh. Got a new weapon. New episode. With home at our backs. We're about to get the road goes over always on.
Two hours after the first shots were fired, Brule was under Imperial control. Though a mere skirmish by Empire standards, the raid on Brule would mark Welkin Gunther's first taste of battle and begin his rise to a Gallian hero.
Okay.
Alicia.
Oh.
I thought I would be ready for this. I knew war meant this might happen. It hurts. Seeing my town overrun like this, seeing all those people killed, it's just not right. How could all this happen? It isn't human, Welkin.
It kinda is.
We look at those birds and see how wild and free they are. But they all have their own territories. If anything threatens their home, they'll risk their lives to defend it. People are animals too. We do what we have to, when we have to. Animals are in a constant struggle to stay alive, but I've also seen them help each other, almost like they were cooperating in order to survive.
Cooperating?
That's why I'm so into studying natural science.
Oh.
That coexistence. I want to know how it works. If we could figure that out, mankind could put it to use for our own survival.
I mean, to a degree.
That's why I want to be a teacher, so that I can pass that knowledge on to the children. I mean, even if we can't completely eliminate war, at least we might learn to live together as one people.
You think so?
Doubtful.
Welks, look. Martha fell asleep, so that makes me the babysitter. See, Alicia?
Oh.
Oh, he's adorable.
Just like you said, even in war, new life happens all around us. Come here. Look, that's your hometown.
Ain't much there to look at, being honest.
Someday, we'll come back home again.
Yes. Someday soon. I know
I'm a
it.
big fan of Nutter Butter peanut butter cookies.
That's one way to lighten the mood.
Chapter 3. Vassal Urban Warfare.
Oh. Summons. Vassal. Whose vassal am I?
In March of 1935, the Empire began its invasion across Gallia's eastern border.
Okay.
Maximilian, commander of the Gallian invasion front, built his army around mobile armor. Ghirlandaio and the other fortresses along the border fell to his tanks in quick succession.
That's not good.
Bruhl's fall in under 2 hours was typical of villages in the Empire's path, and the road to the capital bore a steady flow of refugees.
Alright, that's a lot. Oh, Vassal's a town there on the map. Okay.
Randgries, Gallia's capital, a town secure and stable since ancient times. Within its walls stood the castle Randgries, and within its unicorn spire resided Cordelia, Gallia's princess.
Oh, we got a royal family here.
Supporting Gallia's policy of neutrality was a system of universal conscription.
Oh.
Under it, all schools required military training each year. In the event of a war, citizens were then drafted into the militia to defend their country.
Okay.
As the conflict with the East grew worse, both Welkin and Alicia found themselves no exceptions to that fate.
I want to be a teacher. No, you're going to be a soldier. Well, they got classes every year teaching some stuff, and it's not that common.
So these are my new digs.
Ah, yes, digs.
Oh, my uniform.
Oh.
I should get changed before reporting in. Better get ready now.
Fancy, fancy uniform, boy. Not a bad fit.
Flares, binoculars, a compass, and a map. Everything you need for a nice hike. Or combat.
Okay. That's how you choose to look at it.
Welkin? Can I come in?
Sure, it's open.
Oh,
Oh, you're already changed too. Let's see. Not bad, not bad. You look good, actually.
Wait, were you hoping to find him before you finished?
So, how about me? Do I look all right in this? Convincing?
Let's take a look. Yeah, you look fine. You wear it like a pro.
Really? You're not just saying that?
Of course not. You look tough. I like it.
So that's what he likes.
Oh, good. I was worried it looked kind of silly.
No way. That plating on the back? It's like a coleopterate exoskeleton. Beetle-tastic.
Ah, that's why he likes it.
Colio what? And did you just say beetle? Welkin?
Don't expect too much of the guy.
What kind of girl wants to hear that she looks like a bug?
Huh? Not just any bug. A rhinoceros beetle. King of the insects. Who wouldn't want that?
Wilkins, my man, you are so out of it.
Uh-huh. I guess I'll just try to take that as a very Welkin sort of compliment.
Tell me about that scarf. You've been wearing it since I met you.
Oh, this? It's part of my uniform from the bakery.
Is that right?
Oh?
I don't want to forget the time I spent busting my buns baking.
Phrasing.
I plan to keep wearing it until I can get back to manning the ovens again.
That's great. Once you do, I'll be first in line to get some of that bread.
Is that a promise? Well, I'll be sure to have plenty of it ready and waiting for you.
Absolutely. Hey, if you're ready, we should probably go see the captain now.
I'm a big fan of Nutter Butter Peanut Butter Cookies.
Alright, let's go see our captain.
Come in. Excuse me, ma'am. Galleon Militia Enlistee Welkin Gunther, reporting for duty.
Ma'am, Galleon Militia Enlistee Alicia Melchiot, also reporting for duty.
I'm Captain Eleanor Varrot, commander of this regiment. Gunther, you're promoted to lieutenant. You'll be leader of Squad 7 now.
Oh.
Ma'am.
Enlistee Melchiot, you're promoted to sergeant. You'll be under the lieutenant's command. Understood?
Ma'am.
What do you know? It is you. Nice coincidence, huh, Welkin?
Valdio? I had no idea that you'd enlisted.
Yep. Now that there's a real war going on, I joined up.
Is that so?
Pretty much all the officer and training boys are here just like you.
You know each other.
Yes, ma'am. We knew each other at university. Welcome was in science and I was in archaeology. And just look at us now. No archaeology or science. Looks like the two of us are studying more, I guess.
Looks that way.
Huh?
Good to see you.
And you.
That'll be all for now. There's a strategy briefing later today, but you still have time. Time for you to catch up. You'll be spending a lot of time on the post and in Randbreeze. They'll be your new home, so get to know them. That'll be all.
Yes, ma'am.
Report back in time for the briefing. Until then, you're dismissed.
Let's see what we got. What's at the barracks? Okay, so I'm in tank. I've got Alicia, Rosie, Bridget Stark, and Largo Potter. Oh. It has less range, but almost double the damage against person. I kind of like having good accuracy, though, so we'll hold off on that. R&D facility, let's see what we can get.
Welcome to R&D, man. What can I do you for?
Hello, Leon.
Wait, I know that insignia. You're Lieutenant Gunther, aren't you?
Am I that famous already?
I knew it! Man, I've heard about you. That evacuation at Brule was just... wow!
We've got fans.
Protecting a tiny life in the middle of all that slaughter? Man! Oh, Lieutenant, you're good people. You get all my respect and then some, bro.
Good people, you say.
What's going on, Leon? I could hear you from clear across the hangar.
Kreese?
Oh, Casey, check it out! It's Lieutenant Gunther! He's the man! Sorry about him, Lieutenant. He's like this all the time, I'm afraid.
Is that so?
But where are my manners? I'm Kreese Cherney. I'm training here as a mechanic. Oh, and I'm Leon Schmidt. But just call me Leon, bro. I'm your boy.
No, you are not.
So, Lieutenant Gunther, what brings you down to R&D today? We do work here on weapons development, making upgraded weapons and equipment.
That sounds like what I want.
And that includes rifles and machine guns. We can even soup up your tank.
Is that so?
Of course, research expenses aren't cheap.
Of course they aren't.
With rifles and other firearms, we'll mass produce new models as they're developed. You won't have to worry about making enough for your squad. We'll outfit them. For tanks, you can upgrade the baseline performance of the body itself, or develop optional parts that you can add on to tweak out its specs.
Good to know.
Right. You can choose which optional parts you want in the tank equipment section. Come in anytime and make adjustments based on the needs of the operation at hand.
I'll keep that in mind. Filming body enhancements, tread and weak point improvements, and attack support. Body enhancements mostly reinforce the gun barrel and body armor to improve its base stats. Tanks will automatically be given the best body type you have developed. You decide whether to favor attack or defense, and altering body types gives you your attack a different outward appearance. Improvements to the tread and weak points and attack support take the form of parts that can be added to the tank to enhance their abilities. Each part has a set size in blocks. You decide how to fill the 4x3 block storage capacity in the Edelweiss. Pick the optional parts that best fit your own personal combat style. Okay. Hey, accuracy boost.
All set for you, bro. It's done.
Hey, so that increased 5 damage against people, no change in range. Oh, I can just trigger switch for them. 1 damage difference for 500. Oh, so these are anti-tank lances. We will definitely want to upgrade that. Sniper rifles. 7. Okay. Don't know if I have any yet, but
here you go, bro.
While I can afford it, I'll do it before I spend my money on something else and regret it. Can't upgrade grenades. Uniforms.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Let's see. So I got 1 defense from that. Blast suits. Defense is always useful to have.
All set for you, bro. It's done.
Okay, so that's all those. Let's go on to Edelweiss. Let's see. Increased range, increased armor. And now I'm almost broke.
Done.
What we got here? Trade HP, critical defense. What do I hear? Upgraded sight. Hey, better accuracy. We definitely want that.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Sure thing, bro. Can you stop calling me bro? And I cannot afford these. I've spent all my money.
Well, sir, was that helpful?
I hope so.
We're working here around the clock to make possible tomorrow what's out of reach today.
I'll keep that in mind.
Come again a little later. We'll do our best to have something useful for you by then.
Yeah, you better come back soon, bro. I am all fired up to work on stuff for you.
Okay, Leon. Just... Your voice is gonna get annoying. Oh?
It's good to see you doing the rounds. Welcome. This is the command room. Use it to structure your squad. You will have access to both drafted and volunteer recruits.
Okay.
Now that I think of it, Squad 7 is still short on soldiers, isn't it? I'll explain how this works.
Very gracious of you.
This is the master list. The recruits have all been assigned classes based on their talents. I should probably touch on the 5 classes, just so we're clear.
Probably.
First off, you have the scouts. Just like the name suggests, they'll be your eyes. Their best asset is their mobility. They can go out, collect intel, then make it back safely. That, and a keen eye for enemies. A good scout can spot a man in tall grass from 100 yards.
So I'm assuming there's going to be ability to hide later on, and they'll be vested in finding them.
That comes at the price of firepower. Their job is spotting enemies, not taking them out.
Fair enough.
Next up, the shock trooper. They're the ones to break through enemy lines and clean up. They offer excellent offense and defense. As far as combat goes, they're as good as it gets.
Against a tank?
While they lack any specialized techniques, they also don't have any obvious shortcomings.
Is that so?
Think of them as the least finicky unit in your squad, Lieutenant. After them, we have Lancers, then anti-tank units. They're critical when facing armored targets. Their purpose is pretty self-explanatory. In most cases, they're the only way to stop a tank. They're also well shielded from explosives, which conveniently includes tank mortars.
Okay.
Sadly, they're slow and weak to gunfire. Their limited ammo could also be called a drawback. Changing gears, we have the engineers. They handle supplies and perform combat support.
All
They
right.
can restock other units' ammunitions, treat the wounded, even repair tanks on site.
That's going to be useful.
They can place sandbags for cover,
Ooh.
disarm mines, repair towers, you name it.
Very useful.
Their actual combat skills are very low. Think of them as combat facilitators.
Will do.
Lastly, we have the snipers. They can shoot down targets from a considerable distance. You won't find better soldiers for marksmanship and range. They can hit targets I can barely see. Sniping rifles also come with scopes that work to augment a sniper's natural eyesight.
Okay.
Drawbacks include low mobility and defense. If the enemy gets them alone, they're done for.
That's something to keep in mind.
That should cover the basics.
Okay.
Go ahead and put a squad together now. There's room for 20, and you can swap units at any time.
Well, let's see who we got. Let's see. He's a chatty Cathy. He's allergic to desert, and he's a trooper killer. Metal allergy, fancies women, and fancies men. Wavy is a neat freak, a camp defender, and Darkson Bond. Achimophobic and meadowbred. Countrybred, bad back, and camaraderie. Neat freak and chatty Cathy. Child of nature, born leader, metalhead, and a shut-in. Countrybred, born leader, panicky. Oh, we can check what these do. Steadily drain of health while in sandy areas. Loneliness soon sets in with no allies or nearby, leading to decreased evasion. Charging into the face of enemy fire makes them panic, decreasing attack power. Oy. Okay, we're gonna start off needing one of every class. So we got heavy pollen allergies, steady drain of HP when standing in too much plant life, unimpeded by darkness of night, let them fire with enhanced accuracy, having allies nearby is a distraction that causes a drop in evasion ability. Okay, let's put you in.
Wolfstem, at your command.
We'll just put you not in the grass. Standing in the grassy fields helps them relax, enhancing their defense, night vision, and Imperial Hater. Okay.
Hey, I'm Oscar Baylor. Thanks for taking me on board.
Don't thank me yet. Smell of iron clears the head, leading to a boost in attack power. And lonely when alone. Worries about dirt stains lead to a distraction and a decrease in accuracy. For what? Less than half full action potential makes them totally exhausted, leading to decreased defense. You're not going in. Smell of iron clears the head, leading to a boost in attack power. When HP reaches a single digit, they dive headlong into despair, causing lowering firing accuracy. Having allies of the same unit class nearby puts them at ease, raising their evasion. Darks and Bond. Okay. City Kid. So standing on roads is good. And they don't want to be... So don't leave them at camp, because they'll just ignore everything. Let's put you in.
Hello, sir. My name is Nadine. I'm sure I'll be coming to you for help.
Okay. Scout Hater. Scouts aren't everything. Attack power is lowered against scouts. You're there to fight tanks. Okay, so they're good at protecting a camp.
Hi, my name's Elise Moore. Nice to meet you.
We got quite a few voice actors to chime in on this. Probably don't want more than... Okay, we got Largo over there. Apparently he's a anti-tank person as well. City Kid... Alright, that's right. Having allies nearby sparks a sense of responsibility. It leads to a natural boost in defense. And... I've got quite a few Darksons over there. I'm not putting you in. That's not going to help. Surprised that one... Alright, Desert Breed. Sand helps him. He has night vision, and he doesn't like to get hurt. Likes being alone, good at defending a camp, and a city kid. Pollen allergy. Having men nearby leads them. Okay. Country bred. Lancer Hater. They don't like Lancers. That could be manageable. Let's put you in.
The name's Nina Strice, and I look forward to a good workout out there.
Is that so? Join the military for a workout. Paved roads feel strange and odd. Look, so don't put them on roads. Good against attacking Lancers. Yeah, you're going in.
The name's Jane Turner. I'll do anything if it means putting holes in imps.
Okay. We've got 11 open slots left. What do you got? You don't like being alone. Country bred. Alright, let's put you in.
I'm Edie Nelson. Perhaps you've heard of me. I'm sure we'll get along swimmingly.
I haven't heard of you at all. Let's put you in because you two get along well with each other.
I'm Aisha Newman.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Welkin.
Did they draft high schoolers and middle schoolers for this war? Let's put you in. You'll be good running up alongside a tank.
Kaboom.
Disturbing. Wait, you're good at taking out lancers. Let's put you in.
Salinas Milton, at your service.
Good at taking out scouts. Scouts don't have that much health from what I've seen. I've been fighting. There's primarily scouts in the last couple of fights. Pollen allergy. Being around close friends makes even the battlefield a little cheer, boosting their attack power. Okay, let's put you in.
Hey there. I'm Ika Thompson. I'll try my best. Sound good, Welkin?
Sure. Who else do we got? Oh, we got 6 spots left. Let's put scouts in there because we'll probably need several.
Comes the
oh
boy! Hello, boy! Welcome!
Hello, Sparrow. How you doing today? Shot trooper. Child of nature. So don't put them on roads. So don't put them near their friends or they'll talk and lose their accuracy. That sounds like somebody we know.
Like with a J. It's silent, but I'm not.
Oh boy. How's the Pop-Tart treating ya? Okay, so he doesn't like... They do not like to crouch, so we will not put them in because crouching is the only thing that keeps you alive. Does not like pointed objects, so they hyperventilate around lancers. You are definitely not going in the squad. Glad to hear that it is scrumptious for you. What kind of Pop-Tart is it? If you don't mind my asking. Are you having one of those dessert ones? Let's put you in.
Please, call me Wavy. From today onward, we fight together.
Alright, Mr. Wavy. Now let's put you in.
Thank you. Hello. I'm Ted Ustinov, and I've got some great new material.
That's a dessert, not a Pop-Tart. That is a dessert. So we got 3 open spots left. Let's see what we got. So over here we got quite a few shock troopers. 2, 3, 4. Only 5 scouts. May want another engineer. Hey. I'm just saying it is a dessert. It's brown sugar and cinnamon. There's no way that is a proper Pop-Tart. It is a cookie. Let's put in you, Carl.
My name's Carl Lanzett, sir. It's a pleasure to join you.
It's a cookie. There's no way around it. Okay, so we need to pick our last 2 spots from these ones. Oh, and you trust the packaging on everything. Is that so? Let's put you in.
I'm Frisia York, handsome. I know you'll take real good care of me.
Oh. Sparrow, is this you? Did you get in this game? Let's put in Motley.
Hey, I'm Motley Leonard. How goes it?
You're just sneaking your way into the games, just trying to be everywhere. So we filled our squad of 20. Alright.
Well, feel like you've struck a balance?
Maybe.
Come back anytime you'd like to adjust your squad. As time passes, we'll have more recruits to choose from, so keep an eye on that list.
Well, who knows? We might find one that looks more like you.
Oh, and all the recruits go through training together, so they're all ready for combat. They'll be at the same level as the rest of the team you've taken into the field.
That's good.
You can swap out members without the worry of losing the benefit of their experience. Trust in your own judgment and pick a team you know you can work well with.
That's the plan.
That should be enough to get you started. You can figure out the rest as you go.
Oh, which character in Warframe looks like you? Do you mean one of the NPCs or a suit?
Squad leader's a lot of responsibility. Come to think of it, Valdio's heading up Squad 1, isn't he? I wonder if he's off sorting through this stuff now, too. I'd better get a move on.
Ah. Oh. If it was a Warframe, I was just going to dress up in the Warframe and just send you pictures all day long. Is this you? Training field.
Welcome to your worst nightmare. I'm the guy who's gonna whip you lazy blobs into shape.
Is that so, Mr. Drill Instructor?
Still, I can't work miracles here. No amount of drilling beats real combat experience.
Okay.
I want you all to go out there, kick some imp tail, and then show me what you learned. I will train that experience into something you can actually use. Level you bums up.
Okay.
But don't go trying to hog all the glory. A squad's a team, and we got no need for stars. You will train as a class and level up by class. Scout level 2, Scout level 3. You get it?
Yeah, I think I got that.
When the scouts level up, that means each and every one of them goes up that level. You hear me, maggots? Any of you think he's better than the rest of the team? Go home now!
But some of them are better.
All right. Now I'll show you lowlights how this whole thing actually works. It ain't complicated. First you go out there and fight. Then divvy up that experience here. Once the experience you cram into a soldier class clears a set amount, it'll level up. Picking which class to level up and when is your job as the squad leader. Now give it a go.
Okay. Who should we level up?
Train all you want. I've got all day.
Alright, so we've got 2,970 experience. It's only going to take 200 to level, 220. No. It says right here how much it's going to take to get to the next level. So we can just start out by leveling up everybody across the board.
I got no use for tears. Sweat, sweat, sweat.
Ooh.
Good work, maggots. You're one level closer to human.
Oof. That's just mean.
Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the Lancers. Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the snipers.
Oh. Oh, it's gonna take 1,000 to level up the shock troopers next? Eee. So we can level up our scouts. And our engineers.
Fight the bullet! No pain, no gain! Good work, maggots! You're one level closer to human.
That's still mean to say.
Okay, you've earned clearance for a new order. Put it to good use
Orders?
out there.
Hey, that's nice. And I do not have enough experience to do anything.
Oh, and there's one more thing to add.
Oh?
Sometimes leveling up a unit class will unlock a hidden potential in them.
Yeah, that happened.
You can think of potentials as the natural abilities your soldiers have inside them. Those abilities will form a big part of your strength in the field, so keep them in mind.
Will do.
Other times, leveling up a class will earn you clearance for a new order.
That happened too.
Here, as long as we're talking about it, I'll teach you a classic. A real golden oldie.
Oh. Hey.
Orders are special commands you can give out as the squad leader. They can save your tail.
I'll keep that in mind.
It doesn't take a genius to see that leveling up your soldiers is the best way to beef up your squad.
If you keep talking to me like that, I'll just leave them all at the level they are now.
The soldiers will get stronger, and you just might unlock new potentials and orders. All that just from me working you sorry bums into the dirt.
That's so.
I just hope you maggots are ready for a real workout the next time I see you here.
We'll see. We'll see. I think that's... I spent all my money on research, spent all my experience there, built a team. Oh. Let's see if we can get into the team info. Closer to her friends are nearby. The desire to protect them drives all of her abilities up. Okay. What are you hiding there? Wait, the Lancers were the ones who got something. Ooh. Okay. He's got a big heart. He can come back after reaching a 0. I'd rather not put that to the test. Sometimes he heals for more. Okay, better accuracy when near a tank. They like being with other engineers. Nestmaster. Okay, increased power from the top of the tower. And same for you. Okay. We'll keep those abilities in mind. Back to book mode. We should probably save now because we haven't done that yet. Hey, headquarters tab. Gallian militant. Let's just base. You can use the experience points and funds you've acquired in battle to train your troops higher levels and develop new weaponry. We just did that. Stopping by before combat or after an op once you've acquired more resources is a good idea. Open the menu and go down to headquarters. New destination at the base will become available. Well, there were 3 options that weren't available yet. Let's go ahead and save. I said save. Did it save? Okay. If it doesn't ask you if you're overwriting, did you really save? Well, this game doesn't auto-save. So, if it don't tell me that it's overwriting a save, did I really save?
There you are. I've been looking for you.
Hey, East. How'd your enlistment go? No problems?
I registered as a tank pilot and mechanic.
Alright.
Maintaining and operating the Edelweiss will be my responsibility from now on.
You already had it running in a barn.
I think it's nice that we'll all be on the same squad together. I think so too.
So what are you up to now?
The tank's hangar space is just through here. I was just carrying some Ragnite fuel back. It's used to power the tank, and also for the turret-mounted cannon rounds.
Okay.
I guess I'm just more used to seeing it in street lamps and medical compounds.
Seems like everything is Ragnite-powered these days. That stuff is everywhere.
Is that so?
Not enough of it for some people, though. It's the source of a lot of conflict.
They say the Empire's invading only to get at all the Ragnite in Gallian soil.
Oh, that's right. I had something to give you, Welks.
Oh? What does my sis have to give me?
What's this?
Father's flare gun. It was in the barn, but I thought you might have some use for it.
That's very thoughtful.
Another hand-me-down.
I gave it a once-over. It might be old, but it's still serviceable.
I didn't mean... I just can't believe I'm a tank operator now. Thank you for this, Ys.
I'll do a spot check on the Edelweiss now, to make sure it's ready to go at any time.
All right, we'll get going for now then. See you later.
All right. The first op. Ooh, what's this gonna be?
I'll cut to the chase. Here's your mission.
Appreciate that.
The Great Vassal Bridge was just taken by the Empire. It's a key strategic position.
The Great Vassal Bridge?
It's a major drawbridge crossing the canal in Vassal, just outside the capital.
This mission. Oy, oy, oy.
That bridge is a part of the central transit artery, leading into Randgrees. Our mission is to take it back.
Yeah, about that. We're one squad. There's a lot of tanks there.
The Empire has been running a blitz, with their shock troops outrunning their defense. Our 3rd Regiment will retake the bridge before defensive reinforcements can arrive.
Oh?
How quaint. The militia holding a little strategy meeting of its own.
Who's this guy? I dislike him already.
How long were you planning on hiding out in here, Verrot?
My apologies, sir. We'll depart soon.
Whatever. They're just country mice. It's not like they'll be much help.
This man better not get in front of my tank.
More help, perhaps, than your army unit that couldn't hold the bridge in the first place.
Ooh, shots fired.
Hey!
Regardless, Vassal remains a critical position. We'll reclaim it immediately.
Well, good. See that you do.
Oh, we will. We will.
Who was that?
General Damon, commander of the Central Forces.
Central Forces? That's the army branch the militia was folded into, right?
That's right. They say the general's an aristocrat. He looks down on the common militia.
No kidding.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right. Now that the war's begun, we all need to band together and fight to keep Gallia safe. Who cares at this point whether you're in the army or the militia? It's ridiculous.
Especially with everybody getting trained. I mean...
Gentlemen, let's return to the mission.
Ah, yes, the mission.
We'll begin by taking back the western bank to gain a foothold for reclaiming the bridge. Lieutenant Gunther.
You know, I think the longest save that I lost on this was it was back when I was playing it on the PlayStation 3, I believe. And I went through like 4 chapters of the game and I didn't realize that I hadn't saved and I just lost it all.
I'm assigning Squad 7 to this mission. It's your first maneuver, so be smart.
It hurt.
Yes, Captain.
The other squads are on patrol. Stay sharp and be ready to help take back the bridge.
Will do.
I'm counting on all of you out there. Now move out.
Alright, let's recapture a bridge that the military couldn't hold with our squad of 20 people. Ooh, skirmishes. Like main storyline, battles found under skirmishes tab can be played any number of times. Perfect for amassing experience and research fees. Try them if you're feeling underpowered. Well, I can still lose soldiers in skirmishes if I'm not careful. So still don't let anybody die. Let's do a skirmish before we head out. I feel I'm accustomed to combat. Let's see what we got here.
Here is a brief on the task at hand.
received intelligence reporting Imperial activity in the area. This is your starting position. Up on the north end. Sweep in quickly and drive their strike force back. Your objective is to occupy their base camp. Good luck. Okay. Not let welcome die. The enemy occupies Gallia's base camp. All ally soldiers and reserves are killed or 20 turns pass. I'll get to bring in 9 of my units out of my squad of 20. Okay. Wait. You bring in an extra action. You bring in an extra action. I have no idea what you guys do, but let's bring you in. So I need to test out the different unit types. Let's see, we don't have an engineer out there yet, do we? Oh, wait. That's right. You don't want to be outside. This is outside in the grass, so we bring him. Let's bring Ted and Frisia. Should we bring Cherry instead? Yeah, let's bring Cherry. Let's bring out Sparrow. Okay, so we've got that. Let's deploy.
Now, let's begin the operation. I'm confident victory is within reach.
I hope so.
Let's drive these Imperials back out of Gallia. Squad 7, move out!
Yes, sir. Okay. Hey. You've got a fair bit of action points. We've got 7 actions. They got a base camp back there. We need to capture. You know what? Let's have you go.
Move now.
Okay, so that's how they work. Oh, can I hit from here? I might not know. I got quite a bit of error area still. How about you? I should hit you. Hey.
Yes. Target silenced. Head for the next one.
Oh, there's somebody right there. I do not want that. Sit there. And he's sitting behind cover. So I need to get to the camp back over there. That's a shock guy. I need to take care of the other. I need to take care of that shock trooper. Let's see how you do. Come on. Not them. Not that one. This one.
Nothing personal.
Damn. Tag Nevin. So that's not going as well as I wanted. You, Rosie. What you got? Hello there. Okay, that's why their guns do so little damage. I understand why upgrading their gun only gives 1 extra damage per shot, because they shoot plenty of times.
Let's do this thing.
Hello there, sir. Well, that's that. Shock troopers are really good at that. Cherry. Let's send you off towards enemy camp. Plan the movement. Let's go. You know what? Here. Have a present. Hey, they get one less action.
Like, duh.
Man down, everybody be
Listen, Linda. that guy back there. I may actually be able to wrap this up right here.
I'm so gonna shoot.
Hey.
Like, duh.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
I am captured the base. That's what we need to do, right? Yep. Okay, so skirmish fairly quick and easy. And I didn't test out the engineer.
Operation
Lancer.
complete. We took their bait.
I need to get used to that. I guess we'll try that on a mission. So that's that. Let's go back to episode. Let's take back the West Bank.
Here are details on the current operation.
Okay, they're deployed up there. Defensive information around their camp within the urban center. Oh. Inside the city and Riverside. City team needs to protect while Riverside advances. Occupy the enemy base's camp to win. Can't capture until enemies are forced out of it. Okay. An anti-tank unit on that side. Okay. Thank you for that information. And it pre-positioned 4 people. So over here I've got Wilkins, Alicia, and Rosie. Want someone else with high AP. Let's put an engineer over here to heal our tank if we need it. Riverside might have pollen. Carl, you're going there. Let's see. Good. Largo's in here. We can also put Elise in here because there's a tank. Wait. Yeah, you like being in camp. And then we're also going to want these people. Let's put you there. You there. Or no. We want a camp defender. You're panicky. We don't want that. And then we'll put a scout over here if we need to see. We need to find some things. Do we have a city person? Does not look like we have a city person in our scout group. He dislikes Lancers, that's right. Let's put Sherry in. And deploy.
We're prepared to commence the operation. I look forward to good news from you.
Well, I look forward to good news as well. Doesn't mean that's what we'll get.
Split into 2 teams, offensive and defensive. Squad 7, move out.
All right. Let's see what we got. Oh.
All right, it's our first mission. Let's split into 2 teams, City and Riverside.
Okay.
I'll lead the Riverside team towards the enemy encampment with the Edelweiss.
Good plan.
Shock Trooper here. Leave the offense to me.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll leave it to you.
City team, your job is to guard the base. Be ready for anything, including tanks.
Yeah, about that.
How long you think I've been an anti-tank man? Couple of tanks ain't no sweat.
You're so confident in that, Largo.
That's a spirit, Largo. Now, let's move out!
Listen closely. This information could save your life.
Occupying camps. Camps found across the battlefield grant your forces a number of advantages. Units stationed near camps get a boost to their defense and the amount of HP they recover at the end of each turn. Even tanks will usually get no HP bonus, will regain some when at a base. Weapons with limited ammo like grenades and mortars and lances are also replenished. If there are enemy units around a camp, however, you cannot occupy it until they have been defeated. Effectively defending your camps while taking down the enemies will pave your way to victory. Good to know. Ooh, that's a good amount of action point potential. So we need to capture that base. I'm suspicious of how few people are on this side.
I'll do my best.
Let's see what we got happening over here. Terrain actions? Ooh, we can crawl. And climb ladders.
Looks like there's something in that building's shadow. Enemy sighted.
Oh. Hi there. Have a present.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
Watch the distance between you and the enemy.
Come on. Just get over here. Let's end you there, because you're running low on health. And Rosie, you're up. Let's do this again. Hello, sir.
Go down.
You show him, Rosie.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
We've got some. Ah, that's good. It's giving them an extra action. I dislike that. Let's see. There's not much movement that they got. Oh, but he's a shock trooper. That's going to deal a number on Alicia if I send her up first.
Gotta love nature.
Hey.
Keep casualties down.
Those sandbags weren't really needed anyway.
Don't let them.
I can't hit him up there. There might be. There was someone over there. There could be someone here. I can't hit up there, might as well just check. Aha! I was right. Ty the Immortal. That seems a bit optimistic, if you ask me.
I'll crush him.
Yeah. I shouldn't have reacted so quickly to that, but...
How about this?
There we go. Should have done something like that.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
Probably could have taken him out. See what we got. Okay, Alicia, here you go. You can go after Ty. Need 15 to hit.
How's it going up there, Russ?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's do that. Jeez. That's not good. Yeah, definitely not good. Rosie, can you get over there and take a shot? Let's just see if we can clear this up. And he dodged. That's not good. Well, this is not going well. And that's the end of my turn. Lovely. Where are you going? Well, he's going down from the retaliation. There wasn't another way that was going. Someone coming down the hall. Someone ducking in the hall and shooting the building. At least I'm not the only one who does that. Hey, Rosie, you ain't looking too good. No, don't you dare. Come on, Rosie, just hold on. Just a little bit longer. No. Oh, bugger. And I lost an action. Medics. Units whose HP have reached 0 fall to the ground in critical condition and cannot be controlled using CP. Leaving a unit in the state for 3 turns or allowing an enemy to touch them results in their being incapacitated, except for very few exceptional cases. This means that the soldier is dead and unable to be used again. In order to prevent this, an ally must make contact with the downed unit before the tragic end befalls them. When a unit reaches an ally in critical condition, they call the medic, who safely evacuates and restores them to health. Good to know. Good to know. So, I need to do that before they step on Rosie. Come on, retaliate. There we go. So I need to get Rosie fast. Everyone over there is already low on health. Hey. Vulcan can issue orders. Orders cost command points to use, but yield squad-wide effects that can be invaluable and used wisely. Already like to use. Some orders will affect all units, and others require you to select a target. The orders can be learned by leveling up the training field. They'll make battles ahead easier. Okay. What orders we got? Evade and defense. Okay, that's not really much help here.
Moving out.
Yeah. Oh. What did we just get there? We need to switch this. Do that. Hopefully this will take him out. Hey, Nerd Titan. Pleasure to see you here. I think I do have one for you set up. It does not say I do. Never mind. Let's see. We need to get to Rosie before she goes down. But thank you for joining the Koala Kindred. Oh, that's right. You're right there. Welcome. Take care of that. Thank you. And we cost them an action point. Alright. And Rosie's another one of those leaders, which is why I need to get her before I lose that action point permanently. Up the hill. Come on.
Defend the base camp at all costs.
Yes.
It won't be long now.
You're all right. Stay strong.
Okay. Rosie has been evacuated safely. Good.
Enemy sighted. Hostile sighted.
So we've got, who do we got? Oh, okay, we got a tank up here. And we got a ladder here going to this roof. So there's probably going to be someone up there as well. That'll be fun. Can I? No, she is still down. So I'm going to be down an action point next turn as well. Nina, let's have... No, we want to send our scout up first. Cherry, off you go. Let's send our Sparrow Surrogate out there to see what's going on. Jeez, they got... Okay, so there's someone back there. They got a tank here, tank there. 2 people in their base itself. Yeah. Let's take you out, and we can send some Lancers up on this side to deal with the tank right there. And we got someone on the roof up there. Okay, so that roof is here. So there's a way to get there, probably back over by this guy. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's send Nina up over here to help provide cover fire in the alley.
Squad leaders.
Let's see them try to come down that alley now. And so you 253, 274. Okay, you're gonna come up and defend this alley on this side. We're being rash. Let's go. Let's make some shots at you. Nice. And next up, yeah, you can stay here and guard the camp in case somebody shows up so you don't get immediately captured and makes us lose. Largo can go after the tank. Come on, big man.
Does this alley work?
I don't know, does the alley work? I'm not sure I want to send him out there because there's so many people that are going to have view of him. Let's instead try this.
Survive.
Let's get some heals out. There we go. You're up here.
Maintain your lines.
Let's see what's up here. Hey, that's not exactly what I wanted.
I know you're back there. Get out here.
Let's just have you wait right there so they can't come down the ladder. And now it's enemy's turn. Their light tank is coming out here towards the Edelweiss. And running over sandbags the whole way. Yep. I could take 7 more of those. Hi! There. Ran through the wall. That is totally not fair.
Damn tank's busted right through the stinking wall.
I can't do that.
Well, it's my turn now. Stick this in your pipe and smoke it.
Stay sharp. Tanks can break through crumbling walls and trample down sandbags and trees.
Thanks for the information now. Oh, thank goodness that missed. People aren't built to take shells from a cannon on a tank. Yes, yes. Yep. Alright, so Lancers carry a set number of ammunition. Engineers can refill that by running into them. Same with snipers. And tanks. I'm not sure if the tank's ammunition can be refilled on the spot, but let's see. Hey, Rosie's feeling better. So let's start with Largo. Now don't miss. Thank you.
All right.
Good on ya, Largo. You didn't miss. Let's see what we got. So we got these ones up here. We need to capture that base. That's the goal. So let's have... It's difficult choosing. You're up there putting in so tough. At least should take care of you guys. Don't move. Thank you. Now, since I can do that and keep all enemies in sight up here. Nina. Let's go. Do this.
You're done.
Think that no, it's not going to take him out not on this side of the wall, but we'll get rid of his cover. Do that. Then we can move up the one from the other side.
Engaging the
Slinus. You can go up with Nina and work on taking them out so that Sherry can capture the camp.
Tennis.
Let's see. You're going to take 26, you're going to take 3. Stream is going well. See, took some friendly fire there. Stream's going well. First time playing this on stream. I actually haven't touched this game in like 4 years.
I'm like wilting here.
But it's going well. Alright. You've never heard of the Valkyria series? I'm surprised. I mean, this game came out originally back, what was it? A while ago. Back on PlayStation 3. Then it was re-released on PlayStation 4. Games 2 and 3 in the series were not released outside of Japan. They were also released for the PSP.
Hello, my lovelies. Take this.
Oh, fair enough. We got the base. Yeah, this game came out a good while ago. It's the only game I'm aware of that uses this type of
Operation complete.
real-time combat engine. Games 2 and 3 came out only in Japan. Then 4 was re-released everywhere, and that one came out, I think in 2018 was when 4 came out. There was another game between 3 and 4, but we don't talk about it for reasons. But I definitely recommend this game. Alright, we got a weapon. That is a new weapon for our shock troopers. Elliot War Correspondent. What happens here?
Hey there! You guys aren't with Squad 7 by any chance, are ya?
Yes, that's us.
Bingo! I've been looking for you. Meaning you, hot stuff, on the tank.
Excuse me,
That must make you Lieutenant Gunther, am I right?
Yeah. Yes, that's me.
Upsy daisy.
What? Hey, you can't...
Nice to meet you too. Now, let's get right to the question.
Jeez.
So, you're the son of the great General Gunther, huh? You look awfully young. How old are you anyway? Must be your first war, huh? What's been the hardest experience so far? Wait, happiest. No, funniest. I'd also like to know hobbies, favorite foods, what you do on your days off.
Hey, lady! This is a combat zone.
Ah, no kidding.
Excuse me, but what are you doing here anyway?
Hey, give me a break, will ya? Scoops are near danger, and I'm near scoops. That's right. The name's Elliot. I'm GBS Radio's top woman reporter. I smell a story, a good story, and you guys are it.
Is that so?
You're a reporter?
Very good. I'm a reporter, yes. I've been assigned to Squad 7 to conduct a series of interviews. Thank you. Now, let's get back to those questions, shall we?
Well, enjoy making your dinner. You're more than welcome to lurk and listen. Let's see what we got going on. Distrust. Oh, are we gonna have any of the racists in our group?
Now he's giving interviews? Who does he think he is? Ooh, look at him. Son of some big hero. Please. He's still a schoolboy.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
One little win and he's the new Grand Duke. I hate kids.
He didn't ask for any of this.
Whatever. He'll learn soon enough. Only one thing matters out there in the field, and that's experience.
You sure about that?
Chapter 4. Operation Cloudburst.
Alright. Personnel tab. And weaponry tab. And glossary. Okay, we got several unlocks. Tabs offer information on the game's cast, arms they wield, and things and places that form their world. Contents are automatically updated as you progress the game's plot, so check in on a periodic basis. Castle Front Street is now available. War Cemetery is now available. And the Personnel tab has been updated. And weaponry. And glossary. Well, we haven't lost anybody yet, so we shouldn't have anybody in the war graveyard yet. Let's see what we have on Personnel tab. Yeah, not a lot of information available on Welkin, son of the late general and leader of Squad 7. His focus was on animal sociology. Alicia, team captain of the Rolltown Watch, living apprentice at the local bakery. Isara. Ooh. Yeah, the draft hit hard for some of these people. Daughter of Professor Thymer, and was adopted by the Gunther family after his death. Valio, tank commander, leader of Squad 1, archaeology student. At the same time, Wilkins was studying his animal sociology, and his knowledge of history is considerable. Okay. Alright, 3rd Regiment Captain Eleanor Vrot, superior to Wilkin, one of the most feared yet respected officers in the Gallian military. Largo. Lancer, he was initially conscripted during the First European War. and he's tried countless missions, and he's the most experienced member of the squad. Bridget Stark, aka Rosie, a corporal, formerly a bartender and songstress. She still bears the nickname Rosie, given to her by her bar-going regulars. Kreese, a first-class mechanic, working in the R&D facility. Primary responsibilities include weapon maintenance and repairs. And, of course, Leon. He works on the development of weapons. Okay. And the general that is someone I dislike, born into a family with a long history of military service, he now commands the Gallian forces, military, and militia. Martha. She was the family nanny. That's why she knew us and had childhood nicknames for us. And her mother was the nanny before her. So she helped raise Wilkins and Isara, now 5 of her own children. Yeah. Martha's baby. No name, just 5th child of Martha. Drill instructor. Chief drill instructor of the militia training ground. Stern countenance and harsh words haunt the dreams of soldiers far and near. And no image for General Gunther, late father. He helped preserve Gallia's independence during the First European War. No picture for Thymer, biological father to Isara, and gifted inventor who built the Edelweiss. Alec Raymond, getting into art roots. His leap before you look brationless and flighty carefree nature have earned him the nickname Bird among his squad. Silas Milton, handsome and smooth. He was always popular. With the ladies and a bit of a Lothario, he's made many a beautiful woman cry. Right. Warrior and perfectionist is Mika Hawkins. He lets even minor details get to him. But he's a skilled machinist. And this is Vice Engelbard. Together with Akira, he roams the globe seeking adventure. Rumor has it he hails from a nation far removed from Europa's shores. Wendy. Tinkering with explosives filled the shut-in's days until an overly ambitious portion of gunpowder blew her house to bits. That certainly explains why she joined the military when she did. Right. Eddie. A self-proclaimed actress growing up in a tiny rural town, she was quite the starlet. Though proud, she lacks coping skills. Aisha. I have a 12-year-old in my squad. The draft really hit hard. I feel guilty for having put this person in my squad now. Oh, jeez. Man. I joked about them having a young face, but 12. Jeez. She earned her 2nd military training credit at a record age and was permitted to enlist after expressing a strong will to fight. Damn. Jane, a florist in Brule until the Imperial invasion destroyed her shop. Ever since, she's fostered a deep hatred for the Empire. Fair enough on that. Nina, her belief that a sound body saves lives motivates her to train her physique daily. In 9 years, she hasn't missed a single day's workout. Melville Young, rocking that mohawk there. Full of more pep than even he knew what to do with. He enlisted, friendly and upbeat. He is quick to befriend pretty much anyone. How many more people do we got in our glossary tab? 1 page left. Considered impolite, all wavy, this school teacher rarely displays his emotions. Well, him and Wilkins will get along, considering that's what Wilkins wants to get into. As a child in Great Plains, he grew up around animals. One encounter with a longhorn stag left him deathly afraid of pointed objects. Fair enough. Like Alicia, he works as a team captain in the rural town watch. His hobbies include writing and performing songs. Alright. Formerly a model for the popular Galarian Girl magazine, she lives her life devoted to fashion. And on Frisia, dancer of the sand, she roamed the desert as an entertainer until the Empire's attack killed business, driving her to enlist. And Cherry. Trends and pretty boys form the center of her world, with the Galleon Girl Weekly at her preferred fix for top-notch photos of both. That definitely sounds like a sparrow. Akira Thompson, childhood friend and co-conspirator with Vice, she came with him from a far-off land for the adventure and have to keep him in line. Jane Walker, muscles send him to the moon, whether they be his own or those of other gents in the squad. And he has little sneezes that are just adorable. Denson of the capital city's seedy underbelly, Nils Durden lived a solitary life. He remained undefeated through countless turf wars. Walter Nash, contrary to his gruff looks, his hobbies include cooking and tending his garden. He often joins Alicia in baking bread on his days off. Alright. Rosie Selden, a sort of older sister figure to many of 7 squad mates. Her teammates affectionately call her Lady Rose. She enjoys working out when off duty. Yoko Martin, she ran a well-loved Randgrees eatery until donating all the food in her larder to refugees one day and joining the militia. Alright. Elise Moore, she was raised by her father, a fencing instructor to the nobility, who recommended she enlist as a way to harden her psyche. Right. A bit harsh. Carl Lanzat, he worked at Falzen Ironworks until the incursion of Imperial Darkson hunters drove him to evacuate the city. What do we got left? Just a few. 15. Man, I got a lot of kids in my squad. A sensitive soul dwells in the angelic exterior of this young boy who volunteered for service despite his frail constitution. Ramsey Clement, her love for tinkering with machines saw her enroll in a technical university. There she began working on developing new weapons. Nadine, a Darkson with a strong sense of responsibility and the wherewithal to fulfill it, she holds a master's degree in literature. Alright. Claudia Mann, her life as a homebody ended when a stray tank shell demolished her house. She now fights to win back that peaceful existence. 15. Man, a lot of kids. Squad 7 sniper, he enlisted in order to keep his sickly younger brother safe. The scar on his forehead tells of a childhood attempt to do the same. Marina, an aloof beauty, she keeps all others at a distance. Her father, a skilled hunter, trained her in the art of marksmanship since childhood. And our medic, responsible for securing and treating Squad 7's wounded, she was well loved for her gentle touch and selfless dedication. So that's everybody in our squad. And we got our weapons. The Gallian military rifle. The ZM car. Specialized rifle. It's lighter than the other ZM car rifles. And it has an axe shape carved on it. Our machine guns. ZM-MP. Okay, this was lauded as the weapon designer's masterpiece. Lance car, our anti-tank lances, our GSR, Galarian sniper rifle, grenade. What's this? Time-delayed hand grenade. Okay. Our Edelweiss, enemy light tank. We have here. Alright, we will we'll get into that later. We're gonna go ahead and I think we unlocked some more skirmishes, did we? No, we still got only the one skirmish. But we do have some more money and experience to spend, so let's do that. Let's see. Oh, we've got 11,000 ducats. Visit resting place for those who have fallen about. We haven't lost anybody yet, but let's see what's here.
Paying your respects? Sorry, I suppose that was a foolish question.
Actually, no, sir. I'm not here visiting anyone in particular.
Oh, then might I ask what brings you to a place like this?
Good question.
I find it sobering, standing here in front of all those who died in the last war.
Huh?
That and seeing this much death reminds me that humans are just another part of nature.
Don't suppose I've ever heard that before. Judging from your clothes, you're militia.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Welkin Gunther. I'm in charge of Squad 7, Regiment 3.
Gunther. I see. Squad leader. Very impressive for a young man.
Not at all, sir. I'm still woefully inexperienced. One wrong order from me and my squad could wind up here.
Yeah.
It's a huge
Rosie almost did.
You respect the weight of their lives. Here, let me teach you a special order.
An order, sir? I'm sorry. Who did you say you were?
Just a leftover from the last war. I'm afraid my orders require some experience, though.
Oh?
I can't in good faith teach them to those who lack the maturity to use them properly.
Fair enough.
Now, let's see. I'll teach you retreat today. Use it to command an injured unit to pull out of combat.
That will be very useful.
Well, what is your decision?
6,500. That's gonna be most of what I have. But it's useful. Alright, I'll learn it.
Very good. I hope my orders can assist you in saving the nation.
I hope so too.
I hope we'll meet again. Should you wish, you can likely find me here.
I'll keep that in mind. Alright, and we also got this area that we unlocked. Castle Front Street.
Hey, Lieutenant! Off duty today?
Of course it's you.
Your timing's perfect. There's something I want to show you. Won't take but a minute. Come on.
Sure.
Ta-da! It's the writing on the wall. Written and published by yours truly. Why do this when I already have a radio news gig, you say?
Yes.
Sure. I could leave it up to the print news guys, but they're all lapdogs. The government censors everything.
It is.
And not just a little cut here and there. In some cases, they'll bend the harsh truth into candy-sweet propaganda. I'm so sick of it. I want to give my readers the truth. That includes the bad stuff, too.
Oy.
So, this is my brilliant plan. The writing on the wall.
If any of my squad mates die, you're gonna roast me alive, aren't you?
Some things are only possible in out-of-the-way spots like this. Out of sight from those government goons. I'll keep this space filled with up-to-date, absolutely factual info. No censorship. And your exploits will feature heavily, I'm sure.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, come by and have a read sometime.
Well, we got 2 newspapers so far. At our interview given on the 8th, a spokesperson from the Central Gallian armed forces suggest a massive anti-imperial counterstrike brewing. Should this come to pass, all eyes will be on how a force that has thus far specialized in retreat can stem the imperial incursion that claimed most of Gallia by last month's end, and now stands before the gates of Rand Gries. It seems the militia will join the army proper on this bid to free the capital from a siege, a fear that has persisted for weeks now. Some suggest that this move is due to the army's desire to conserve its own manpower for combat within the city's walls, a very real possibility should this plan fail. On for newspaper number 2, Flames of War sweep Europa. The Empire-owned and run Tars news outlet reported on the 6th that Imperial forces have claimed the coastal Federation city of Valyria. If true, the Empire could now hold a supply route for Ragnite transit, greatly influencing their standing in southern Europa. Unlike the northern provinces, Europa's south lacks for Ragnite, meaning that supplies must be shipped in from elsewhere to sustain the Empire's offensive. The Empire's hold on Europa's southern coast means expansion of the conflict to all areas of the continent is more likely now than ever before. The Federation has yet to issue a statement regarding the Empire's alleged seizure of Valyria at this time. Well, that's certainly not good.
And while you're here...
What do you want now?
I want to put a book out someday, right? To put the truth in the hands of the people.
Really?
But I'm just a radio news grunt, you know? I'll be paying for everything out of my own pocket.
Let me guess, you want me to pay it out of my pocket?
So, I figured I'd ask you. Think you could find it in your wallet's heart to help a girl get started?
Why not?
I'd make it worth your while. You guys could feature in the book I write. I still haven't decided what all I want to put in it, but I promise it'll be all about you.
Oh, that sounds great. Such confidence is instilled in me with that comment.
See this fat stack of notes? I've got a ton of material already. So how about it? Call it an investment in the future rising star of authordom. Please.
Fine. Ellet Embedded. Sure, let's buy the interview.
Thanks a million.
Nice.
I plan on putting out new editions periodically, so drop by to check it out often.
Of course you would.
Especially after you've made some headlines on the battlefield. That's the perfect time to strike.
No kidding.
I'm counting on you out there, Welkin. You need to keep me supplied with exciting material.
Yeah, not try and keep my people alive, but provide material for you. That's what matters. Sure. Alright, let's do some training.
Welcome to your worst nightmare, maggots! Train all you want. I've got all day.
So we can level up one of these 4. Go shock troopers, lancers, engineer, or sniper. Engineers are already level 3. So let's do one of the other ones. So they'll leave shock, lancer, and sniper. Our shock troopers are going to get a fair amount of workout. So let's do them.
Bite the bullet! No pain, no gain!
Alright.
Good work, maggots! You're one level closer to human.
That's still a mean thing to say.
Beat a new potential out of the shock troopers.
Oh, new potential. You got 400 experience left. Shock troopers, you say? When crouching attack fire is boosted. And firing accuracy is improved when enemy is nearby. Human targets is boosted sometimes. Melee again. Healing boost. Undercover fire? When crouching power is boosted. Okay. Not bad.
Come back anytime you're ready to sweat.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We got money. We can do more R&D.
Welcome, bro. I'm stoked you're here, man. What can I do you for?
Well, Leon, let's see. What do we got in the weapons department? No, we can definitely gonna upgrade that because 1 damage on 20 shots is definitely worthwhile. Let's see. Still can't upgrade grenades. Okay, so over to the Edelweiss. See what we can upgrade here. Ooh. Extra HP. And we don't have any more credit upgrade. Upgrade damage against tanks. That'll definitely be useful. Now let's give ourselves some extra HP on our tank.
All set for you, bro.
And 20 additional defense. Yeah. And now we're broke. Yep. Completely broke. Alright.
Come back again soon, bro.
On to the next mission. So, book mode. Yes. Ah, don't want to forget to save. New report. New personnel tab. Alright, let's save. And what got added? Ah, aged gentleman was added. So let's see what we got on him. What information do we have? A frequent visitor to the graves of his fallen European war first comrades, this doleful gentleman has been passing his learned orders down to Welkin. Yeah, that's what we know of him so far. Tab select weaponry. Yeah, nothing new there. So on with the story.
Squad 7's suppression of the enemy camp on the West Bank gave us the foothold we needed.
That's good.
Now we'll join the Army's Vassal Battalion in Operation Cloudburst to take back the bridge.
Oh.
Militia forces will take the point, crossing the bridge and attacking the eastern camp.
Okay.
Captain, crossing that bridge means breaching the enemy bridgehead.
Yeah.
What sort of on-site backup and supplies can we expect from the Army on this?
The plan calls for the Army to commence its operation after we've struck the bridgehead.
Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute. So we're just being offered up on a platter?
I know how you feel. I felt that way when I was a militia foot soldier too. But sometimes being a soldier means taking on tough missions, even dangerous ones.
But this is like exceptionally bad tactics.
Understood, Captain.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Faldio. Breaching that bridgehead by ourselves is... it's going to be tough.
No kidding.
Captain Virat, may I go observe the area around the bridge?
Observe it? I don't mind, but what do you...
And he runs off.
Welkin!
Sergeant Melchiot, what is it?
Oh, sorry to interrupt the meeting.
We're finished, it's fine. Now, I assume there's a reason for your visit?
Yes, Captain. Welkin, I mean, Lieutenant Gunther, the squad, they're at each other's throats.
Oh? What's going on?
What?
Please stop them, sir. I tried to, but I couldn't.
You want me to break it up? I don't know. Maybe it'd be better to just let him have it out.
Let them have it out? You can't just ignore them.
I'm not ignoring them. I think it's important that they say what they're thinking. butting heads over differing opinions can be one way to bring people closer together.
See the situation first, at least. Come on.
Well, but that may be, but I still... Look, you can't just sit here while your squad's tearing itself apart. It's not right.
That.
Now get a move on, sir.
Hey, Alicia?
Move, boy, move.
Sounds like he's got his hands full.
It's all part of growing as a team.
Welkin's boast. What do we have here?
Hold on! Okay, what's going on here?
You really have to ask, Lieutenant? It's either her or me, pal. Who let her in anyway? You really think I'm gonna work with a dark hair?
Oh, Rosie, you just fell so far.
Us all up. Besides, I can't stand the stink of her. Her type's got a bad reputation and everybody knows it. No Darksons allowed. You hear me?
Oh yes, I've heard everything you have to say, but I'm still a human being the same as you. Besides, no evidence exists to substantiate what you call the Darkson calamity. It's a myth.
Excuse me? So what, you're calling me stupid now?
Stop it, that's enough!
Okay, boss man. We won't fight alongside no Darkson. What about that, can't you understand?
Not Largo too.
Another thing we ain't doing is taking orders from some hotshot greenhorn.
I don't care if you don't want to listen to me, but if you're being erased, I will throw you out of the squad.
Alright, fine. Now listen and listen good. I'll have that bridge back in Galia's hands in 48 hours.
Huh?
Now if my plan fails, which I doubt, then I'll resign. And Squad 7 will be all yours, Largo. But if my plan works, you'll take my orders and like it.
Your funeral, boss man. You sure about this?
Yes, I am.
But... wait a sec. Welkin?
Sub-episodes. Side story tangential to the plot, not necessary to view them in order to advance the game. No penalty for skipping them, they offer different perspective on events unfold where you won't find elsewhere. Perspective is always nice. Let's see what this gives us.
Welkin?
What's up?
What's up? You just made an insane promise, that's what's up.
Fair reaction.
I'm sorry, Welks. I shouldn't have argued. This is all my fault.
This is not your fault, Isara. They're being racist.
It's nobody's fault, Ys. It's a war. We're all on edge here.
I disagree with you, Welkin.
And this mission certainly isn't helping. It's little wonder the troops are upset.
Yeah?
That's why pulling this operation off is the perfect way to bring the squad together.
That'd be great if it works. But how can you possibly hope to take back the bridge in just 48 hours?
Well, that's the hard part.
No kidding.
Aha!
Huh? Aha, what?
I was hoping, but there they are. Isara, Alicia, think you can do me a favor?
Sure, what is it?
What are we doing?
You follow me?
But that's... Is that even possible?
Well, Ys, think you can make it by tomorrow?
Hope so.
Yes, I'll get to work on it now.
All right. I'll trust you on this.
What are we trusting him on?
Well, let's get started.
What are we doing? This is gonna go badly, I feel. crossing.
All right, let's hear this brilliant plan. And it's too late to back out, boss man. You got that? So let's hear it.
Oh, Largo, if I could kick you off my squad, I would.
We're going to strike the enemy encampment on the east bank.
Whoa, hold it. You're asking us to die for you? One squad ain't breaching that bridgehead, buddy boy. That would be suicide.
We're not taking on the bridgehead. We're taking on this, the river.
Oh?
We'll use the fog as cover as we cross the river, then launch a surprise attack.
Oh, come on. Is this just some game to you, boyo? Swimming a couple of foot soldiers over there ain't gonna do much if we got no tanks.
Don't worry, I've got that covered. Isara?
I've fitted the Edelweiss with water-resistant measures to allow for submersion.
I got a submarine tank? Oh, man.
It will only hold for a few minutes, but it should be enough to cross.
Hold on just a sec. Ships come through here. It's gotta be too deep for a tank.
We're covered. Look, see that over there?
What?
What's that? Grass?
Missile reed, a tall aquatic plant found in the estuaries of some rivers. I noticed them when I came down to observe the river. This stretch runs shallow. Shallow enough for a tank to drive across. Trust me on this.
Alright. Accurate.
First, the Edelweiss will cross over and clear out any Imperial patrols on the shore. Then Lieutenant Gunther will send up a flare, signaling the rest of us to follow by boat.
Right. Now let's get started. I'll see you on the other side.
Okay. Time to follow the madman.
Yeah, I do. What is it? Beats me.
What do you hear? Hot diggity. Use Daddy's flare gun.
Swims just fine. Fall in, Sevens.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Save for this fight, because just in case if it goes bad, I don't want to have to go back too far.
Let me brief you on Operation Cloudburst. We'll be working with the Vassal Defense Battalion.
Okay. Enemy is stationed around the east end of the bridge. You have a powerful pair of advantages going for you now. One, you are behind them. Two, they don't know you're there. Strike them hard and fast to make best use of that edge. Your objective is to occupy the enemy's base camp located at the mouth of the bridge. It's possible the enemy will detect your approach as time goes by. Once they do, counter them calling for backup. Get to that camp fast if you want this to end pretty, Lieutenant. Many enemy tanks are stationed in the area, but some still have their engines shut down, meaning they won't attack you. Any inactive tanks whose radiators aren't glowing and whose cannons aren't in position can be ignored completely. Also, it looks like they've got tanks of extra Ragnite fuel sitting around throughout the area. A gunshot will be enough to detonate those and hopefully take out any nearby tanks or foot soldiers with it. 10 turns pass. Okay, so this is a faster battle than usual. Alright. Dislike that I'm going to be putting you in, but I need the extra actions if I'm going to do this quickly. But I ain't happy. I just put the dual arrow in. The fight. Jeez, that's... You get an extra action. I'm going to want an engineer as well. Let's see. There is not pollens in here, or in the city. Let's see. Keep him away from the tank and he'll be fine. Let's see, what else do we got? Alright. Let's see how this goes.
Operation Cloudburst is set to begin. I know you can all make this work.
Well, that's one of us.
Take down the bridgehead as quickly as possible. Squad 7, move out!
Yep. Player phase.
All right, that's everyone. Ready to move out, squad?
I mean, hope so.
You're crazy. You know that, right?
Incoming message from Squad 1 leader Faldio Lancet on the West Bank, sir. Enemy company in motion, presumed headed east across the bridge toward our position.
Oh boy.
A full company? That's bad news for us.
No kidding.
We'll have to move fast. We're taking that camp before the cavalry rolls in.
Okay.
Listen closely. This information could save your life.
I'm listening. Potentials. Every unit possesses a set of innate abilities known as potentials, awakened in combat under special set conditions, such as remaining HP, terrain type, the current turn number, and other factors. Squad 7 is made up of a broad variety of individuals, each with their own strength and shortcomings to keep in mind. Okay. You've got 9 actions. An enemy has 3 camps. Okay. We need to capture the one up here to finish it. But it looks like that's blocked off, so we're going to have to go up and around. That's going to be interesting. You know what? Let's send Ted. You're off first.
Hey, ladies. Nice spot, huh? Enemy found!
Well, that did not work as intended.
Ooh, found one!
I should have gotten a sniper. I should pay more attention. That's a sniper tower. There'd be plenty of area to see. Hey. Squad roster is currently full. Well, so be it.
I'm so on it.
Come on, Cherry. Go off and help out Ted.
You are so over.
Alright, we can capture this base.
Duh.
Nice.
Good. That makes things a bit easy.
Yes, we captured one of the camps.
Enemy found.
And there's the tank right there that is really miffed at me. You aren't doing too good. Let's see what we got. Let's see what I can do. I can have you retreat.
This is an order!
Ooh, fancy.
We've done enough! Pull out! We'll handle this!
Probably should have retreated Cherry. Let's see if we can deploy him up here now. We can. So he'll be up there next turn. Orders can only be used once per turn. Okay. Really wish I had known that. Okay. Wavy. Let's get you going. So we've got that there. Let's go ahead and...
Keep an eye on the distance between you and...
Oh, that's something. So that tank's almost gone. Got that one there. Got you up there. I can't afford to let you go after them. Hopefully this will be enough. Oh, that's enough damage. This, okay.
Target silenced. Head for the
Enemy sighted.
Let's put you there. Now let's fire at those ones. Let's see what we got here.
Enemy unit spotted. Enemy sighted.
See what we have around the corner up here.
Enemy sighted.
multiple enemies.
Let's take this Lancer out and capture this forward camp. Oop. Just ignore me. I mean no trouble. I might. Is it worth it? Let's go for it.
Okay?
Now. Nice work. Keep taking
Enemy unit spotted.
All right. 2 of 3 camps down. Let's end phase. Let's see how we do. Oh, that's a sniper. Hey! Nice retaliate. Got a headshot on that retaliate, which was nice. Come on. Just need to make it through this. Because then Largo's going to be there and he can take out that tank by the first camp that I captured. Which will mean a lot. And retaliate. Hey, yes. Got him. One less action on their next turn. What is he doing?
Minor damage sustained.
Oh, man. That took out my wheels. Or nearly. Alright, Largo, you're in. Largo, you need to take out this tank. Don't miss. Thank you.
All right. I'm impressed, but not surprised.
Let's see what we got. So Edelweiss is going to have to go through this road because it can't go around the back. So let's get it started moving.
Here we go.
We can have an engineer run up and do some repairs on us. Can it get over that wall? It cannot. Good to know.
Use the buildings for cover.
Where's our engineer?
On my way.
Nadine. And engineer's tools, yes.
Thank you.
Good. Now that's back standing.
I'm getting pushed around here. Help me out.
See what we got. We got them. We got a lot going on there. Rosie, you are just going to sit there because I am not going to use you. Speed of 8 deployed. Oh, that's right. Tank. Tank is number 9. Ted. Where should we send Ted? If you can make it across the street over there, you can do something about that sniper. Off you go, Ted. You're on your way.
Found. Use the back alleys.
Enemy found. Ooh, found
No
one.
kidding.
We're under.
So we got tank, and shock trooper over there. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and hit you. Ha! Got him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
Let's get you up here so we got some line of sight. Oh, ladder's back there. Yeah, he'll be able to get there. He'll still have enough movement to get there.
If you're hurt, use some ragnade. Hit that camp hard. There's too many of them.
Let's see. So we got 3 more tanks over there. Then we got the tank over here. Or 2 tanks over here. Imperial and light. Imperial only has 400 health, so it'll go down easy. Why not? And you're gonna stay up there so I got line of sight on people for the rest of this mission. And who else do we got? They're staying there to heal and guard. I need to get over there. Largo.
Been waiting here.
You're up. You're a slow person that you are. So let's see what we got over there. Light tank, Imperial tank. It's also Imperial. Let's try and hit that one.
You're done.
Nice. Almost out of ammo, as you are. So is that one down? Ah, that's right. That one wasn't active yet. That's why. But we can get you a second to move up. You're guarding that alley. And what are we gonna do here?
You'll not harm my people.
Let's just move him up to the next base that he can heal a little bit more. Every little bit helps.
Use the buildings for cover.
Okay, he is officially in the base now. What do we got?
There's no time to waste.
I don't want to retreat. I'll just have him wait there. Next turn. Our enemy phase. So that's 2 out of 10. Oy. On Lurgo, you're gonna have to handle that next turn. Where are you going? No. Dang, nabbit.
Forgive me.
Oh! Is he trying to snipe with a shell? Yeah, I see you there. Ow.
I'm 10.
Sure are, kid. Sure are. Oh, let's raid that tank too. Bugger. About retreating. So I can retreat from the camp without having to do an order. Can't do him because he's incapacitated. Okay, fair enough. But I can do this and get a medic to him right now.
They'll make it. That's a promise.
Please, you gotta help.
Good. Wait, he's been evacuated. We're gonna do this. Got him. On to the next one. Because we've got 3 tanks that are up and left. Jeez.
Been waiting here.
Let's go.
I just ain't feeling it here.
Oh man, that's terrible. Of course. He's out of ammo now. We should be able to get Cherry up there to blow that one up and immobilize it with the fuel behind it. Let's see. Or I could him. Ah, bugger.
In trouble here?
I was too close to the tank.
I'll knock him dead.
Can he throw it far enough? No, he cannot. Let's go get Cherry.
Focus on making smart choices, soldiers.
Yeah, I'm trying. Let's do that. There. Do this. I need to grab Cherry.
I'll knock him dead. Medic!
Come on.
A little longer, almost there.
You can't die, Cherry.
I mean, could. Let's do that. Get rid of you and your cover. There we go.
Nice work. Keep taking them down.
And can't really get else. Yeah, we'll just wait here. Still giving us cover for the most part. you need to move up. Come on.
Make use of the rubble for cover as you proceed.
Man, tank is slow.
No matter the cost.
Let's try and get you up to Largo. So we can refill his ammo. He might be able to move far enough to get the tank out. Oh, he won't be able to get far enough this turn. Two headshots, that is, it's not bad. And we'll move you again to fill up Largo for next turn, so that he can take out that tank.
No matter the cost.
There's your ammo, Largo. Alright. This is turn 3. 30% of the way to failure. We need to get this hustle.
Come in, Alpha Camp. Alpha Camp, respond. We heard gunshots. Report your status.
Oi.
Welks, I've intercepted an enemy transmission.
There's nobody left at their camp to respond, now that we've cleared it out. Oh, this is bad. It's only a matter of time before they send in reinforcements now.
This is Alpha Camp. A patrol unit had a misfire. Condition green. Relax. We're fine.
Understood. Well, you guys keep the fires lit till it's time for our shift.
Good thinking.
Over and out.
And it worked.
Apologies for acting without permission, sir.
That was amazing, East. Between the squad's fast action and that fast talking, we saved ourselves some heat.
No kidding. Enemies can call for backup too. Just to capture their camps as quickly as possible. So they're gonna start calling in reinforcements, ain't they? Oh. Jeez. You're cutting it close. Alright, so we got 2 tanks that are almost down. Then there's that one. This shouldn't be an issue. We can bring in our other Lancer just in case we need them. No, we won't need them because Largo's going to be there for next turn. You know what? I'm going to call in... What was the info on you guys? Pollen Aversion, Night Vision, Nestmaster. You. Largo.
Watch this.
There we go. Let's finish this one off.
You're done.
Nice. That's one less action for them.
All right.
Let's start heading towards that one over there. Oh, we might be able to clear it.
There's no time to waste.
Let's get you over here and take this one out if we can.
You're done.
Nice. Even with damage down.
All right.
Just keep up this pace.
So that one's there, can't really move much. I just need to take those 2 out and capture that base. Let's bring Wavy back in, and that's going to bring us back up to max because I brought in the sniper for down there. Okay.
My turn, okay?
Alicia. Let's go.
Let's win this one, Rob.
Crumbling wall. Let's get you behind cover. Ow. I was going to retreat you. Running out of Ted needs to get over there. Largo certainly can't. Not with that little.
Here I go.
Alright, Ted. It's on you.
Frontlines, return fire.
Go around the tank. Let's do that. It's not going to take him out, but it will remove his cover. Which means I can grab Alicia and get back to cover.
I'll knock him dead. Medic!
Let's get you up here and taken care of.
Please stay strong. I'm on my way.
Come on, this isn't even funny.
Alright, Alicia, you are safely out of there. And let's take you out and take over your sandbags.
Thank you, thank you.
Enemy unit neutralized.
Oh, get back behind this.
Please don't follow them.
Everybody's far away.
On my way.
You've got decent move.
Multiple enemy tanks sighted.
No kidding.
Try to approach the enemy's blind.
Let's do that. Should be able to take him out from here. Nice.
Thank you, thank you.
Just keep up.
Alright. Almost there. That guy in the camp. That's all that's left.
Sir, Gullian commandos have occupied Alpha Camp, sir.
What? Alpha Camp reported their status green not minutes ago.
Yes, but thinking back on it, I didn't recognize the voice on the line.
Uh-oh.
Damn it. Feed me misinformation, huh?
The ruse is up.
I want every last man we have out there. Bring me those galleon heads!
Ah, bugger. Sending in 3, 4. They sent in, they're calling in 4 reinforcements. I just need to finish this before that happens. So I just need to capture that base before I got plenty of move. Yeah, Wavy, you got called back in. You got called back in. Okay. And I'm going to call Alicia back in case I somehow don't finish it this round. I'm going to need that extra turn or action. Let's go.
You're done.
There we go.
Enemy.
That's that.
The hunt begins.
And Marina, let's get you over here. Can we get you to the tower or not this turn? Got you to your tower. Nice.
Frontlines, return fire.
Got another Imperial tank over there.
On my way.
And let's take you out and capture the base with an engineer. And cut off reinforcements and capture the bridge and finish the mission. Very nice.
Nice work. We've occupied the enemy encampment at the bridge's end.
Ooh.
Drawbridge control room secured, Welks.
Alright.
Excellent. Open it up, East. Let's see how their tanks like the river.
I doubt their tanks are as prepared as we were.
Yes, sir. Ragnite turbines on. Stand by to raise drawbridge.
So there was an enemy ace and I didn't find them. Not going so well for him. Yeah. They ain't doing too well right now. Armor is not conducive to swimming. New weaponry.
It appears that Lieutenant Gunther's plan worked. An impressive start, soldier.
Oh?
Thank you, Captain.
The kid's crazy. Drove a damn tank right into the stinking river.
Yeah, and I can't believe it worked. I'm still in shock.
All right, you two. Now hold up your side of the bargain and you listen to Welkin.
Yeah.
The kid might got the chops to command, but that don't mean I gotta like any dark hairs.
Rosie, you're pushing it.
Hey, come on! It's okay, Alicia. I'm used to it by now.
That's no excuse.
But I hope... I know the day will come when Darksons can join society as equals.
Needs to be sooner.
Hey, hope I'm not interrupting anything. It's me again, reporting for GBS.
Of course it is.
Lieutenant Gunther, that was quite an impressive result on your first mission.
Yes, thanks to the squad's hard work, we managed to take back the Great Vassal Bridge.
Any impressions on things to come now that you've gotten your first taste of victory?
Impressions? Well, let's see. Bridges are important. They link the roads that bring people what they need. I'd like to become a sort of bridge, linking my crew together. I think that's my new goal.
Alright. Ambitious. A parting wish.
Sorry, this is about all I can do.
Spread those lion's paw dandelion seeds.
But maybe, once everybody returns, they'll see a couple of lion's paws blooming, and it'll start to feel like home again.
Hey, Alicia, we're heading out soon.
Okay, I'll be right there. Well, Flowers, do your stuff.
Yeah, do your stuff.
Chapter 5, The Cloden Wildwood.
Alright. New skirmish battle. Alright, well actually we're gonna go tab select because we did make the highlights. We're going to go back here and see what people have for us here. New orders.
Hello again, son. I'll teach you sniper support today.
Oh?
Use it to request backup from allied snipers to snipe a single enemy target.
That's useful.
Well, what is your decision?
How much are you going to charge me? Another 6.5. Yeah, it's useful. I'll take
Very
it.
Good. I hope we'll meet again. Should you wish, you can likely find me here.
Alright. Let's see what we got here for writing on the wall. Do we have more things we need to buy?
Hey! Dropping by to read the writing on the wall? That's a good man. Oh, and how about the new rising star of Squad 7, huh? I've heard some wild stories. You must be proud.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but snipe him with a pop interview. You'll have to read it once I get it all drafted up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Militia claims the Vassal Bridge. Gallia's militia brings home the glory as the first operation in what is likely a full-scale counteroffensive. The 3rd Regiment reclaimed the Great Vassal Bridge, a vital trade artery, after rousting the Empire's local defenses on the 14th. This officially frees Rand-Grease from the need to seal its walls. Rather than assail the Empire's bridgehead barricade, the militia opted to swim a tank across the river and attack from the rear. An unconventional strategy, to say the least. The drawbridge was then opened, dumping the rest of the defending Imperial forces into the drink. The man behind this bold plan, Welkin Gunther 22, is none other than the son of European War I hero Belgian Gunther. This acorn hasn't fallen far at all. And Gallia to pull out of the north. On the 20th, the Gallian forces in the north announced their retreat from the area. Though no details were given, the imperial takeover of Fosen, keystone among the North Gallian industry cities, is likely a chief cause. The capture of Fosen, a center for Gallia's Ragnite, steel, and oil refineries, struck a massive blow to the nation's productivity. Though the meeting among Gallian army leaders held the day word of Fosen's fall arrived, lasted well into the night. No official word has yet been issued as to a specific plan for liberation of the city.
So, come to make a donation to the Get Ellet's Name on a Book Fund?
How much you want? Oh, you don't have anything new to offer. There's my money can go into upgrades.
Come back and see the writing on the wall again soon.
I'm sure I will. Let's go to our research.
Welkin, bro! I'm stoked you're here, man. What can I do you for?
Well, let's see. Do you got anything new to offer? Hey, new upgrades for rifles. And it's gonna bump it up another 10 damage, 10 range, and another damage per shot. No upgrades for these. Sniper gets an upgrade. And still no upgrade for grenade, but we do got more armor. Well, that's always useful.
All set. All set for you, bro. It's done.
Fair enough. And now to the Edelweiss. What do we got here? No new upgrades for the body. Extra ammo, that'll be very useful.
All set for you, bro. It's done.
We'll put that there. Extra tread HP, yes.
Here you go, bro. All done.
And extra defenses for our tread. That'll be useful. Our treads were nearly one shot last time. And hardened plating, critical hit defense. Yes. It's not much, but it's something. So that's all upgrades I can currently get. Okay. And I'm back down to broke.
Soon, bro.
There's something else there that I haven't unlocked yet. Oof. Wait, no. I can train people. Should check the commander. Maybe I have more people who are options.
Welcome to your worst nightmare, maggots!
Yeah.
Train all you want. I've got all day.
Alright, well, let's upgrade Lancer, Sniper. So we got everybody at level 3.
You're better than this. Push those limits. Good work, maggots. You're one level closer to human.
Hey, level up. And we can level up engineers again.
Bite the bullet! No pain, no gain! Good work, maggots! You're one level closer to human. Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the engineers.
Ooh.
Come back anytime you're ready to sweat.
Is that so? Alright, going back to book mode. Personnel tab has been updated. Who got an update? Welkin, Salinas, Ted, and Cherry. And Nadine. Dark Sen with a strong sense of responsibility and the wherewithal to fulfill it. She holds a master's degree in literature. A new section is she fiercely protective not only of her fellow Darksons, but anyone whom she recognized as a friend, readily risking danger to keep them safe. Alright, Nadine. And what did Cherry get? Her enlistment, Cherry's enlistment was motivated by a strong attraction to the big city, where she found Rosie, whose freewheeling attitude and city girl cool inspired her. What did Ted? What else do we find about Ted? Ted dreams of becoming a full-time clown once the war ends. Despite countless attempts, he has yet to make Marina laugh even once. Understandable. Why she's not laughing. Wait, he must be a clown? I'm not sure. Alright, Salinas. Major tank aficionado, he enlisted for a chance to see one up close. He's been spotted more than once in the R&D hangar past midnight, stroking the tanks. Alright, everybody has their hobbies. Captain Varro. Drafted during the First European War, she joined Gallia's militia as a sniper, electing to remain in the military after the war's end. Her work ethic quickly saw her promoted. Alright. And for our Welkin, in second military education, he chose tank operation at university officer training. In addition, he earned credentials as a tank commander. Okay. Here we are. Let's start off this chapter.
Thanks in part to Squad 7, the Great Vassal Bridge is back in our hands. That pushed the front line back, forcing the Empire to gather forces in central Gallia.
Does this mean we're headed that way as well?
Most likely.
The army will take that front. Meanwhile, the militia will head south.
Oh, thank you.
Our next target is here, in the Cloden area.
What's out there?
The Cloden Wildwood. I was there last summer taking soil samples. It's a dense forest with plenty of hills and valleys. It's hard to get around in there.
What's our strategic objective there, Captain?
The Empire has set up a supply base there to fuel their invasion of Central Gallia.
Huh. We can't have that.
I see. So if we seize the supply base, we cut off the flow of supplies moving north.
Yeah.
Precisely. The 3rd Regiment's objective is to take that base.
We could probably do that.
All squads are to prepare for woodland combat and await orders. Good luck. Dismissed.
Will do.
Woodland combat? What a nightmare.
What do you mean?
The woods dull your sense of direction, and poor roads make for slow advances.
Yeah?
This'll be our toughest operation yet.
Maybe so, but deeper in the woods you have a better chance of spotting rare foliage.
Welkin, not everything is about your hobby.
There's one kind of insectivorous plant in Cloden called the moondew that can suck up...
All right, I get it. You really do have a one-track mind. You know that?
Yes, he does.
I'm saying nature isn't just a burden. We might find the key to victory in the woods.
Doubtful.
All right. I'll keep a lookout for your key while I'm slogging along.
You do that.
Hopefully your plant won't have eaten it.
I'm already famous!
Alright. Ooh. Maximilian and the Trimeme... Nah. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. This don't look good. Not good at all. Uh-oh. Berthold Gregor, leader of the Northern Gallian invasion.
Gallia's mongrels have reclaimed Vassal Bridge. Are the men of our defensive units cowards? This loss is a stain on the Emperor's honor. Useless fools.
I hear the enemy crossed the river in tanks. And whoever's leading them is no fool.
Roddy Jaeger, leader of the Southern Gallian invasion.
This was a fluke. These are peasants, nothing more. Peasants and barbarians. How could they be anything else?
If birthright is all it takes to win a battle, you must find war so very boring.
The issue here is Gallia's resistance and how to end it.
Silvaria
swiftly
Bless.
And decisively.
Exactly. They'll use their victory at Vassal Bridge as footing for a counterstrike in Central Gallia.
How shall we proceed? What says your grace?
We will extinguish these flames. Our course is clear. The Gallian army must be crushed. We will require reinforcements. They will be sent to Central Gallia.
Oh? What you up to?
Now then, the route of supply through Cloden has to be made unshakable. Gregor, see to a restructuring of our central forces. Then you will continue to press northward.
Sir.
We will head to Barius. Silvaria, be so kind as to accompany us there.
With pleasure. And to the ends of the earth, your grace.
The Cloden base and supply lines. See to them, Jaeger. They need protecting.
Oh, joy.
Dispatch troops to the south. Therefore, make haste to Cloden.
Of course. Leave it to me, your grace.
Jeez. New episode.
are we doing? Remind me, whose idea was it to come out here anyway? Enough with the trees already.
You could say that again. Woods are so thick you can't tell up from down with these trees.
Here we go.
Oh?
Hey, great. What did he find? A map in the dirt?
Droppings. That's what.
Alicia, hold on to these for me, will you?
Sure, Welkin. What are these? Some kind of nuts?
No. Actually, they're long-beard goat droppings.
Ah! Gross! You made me hold poo? Are you crazy? Ugh.
No, he's not.
Hey, Welks. Did you find something useful?
He's just hyper-focused.
Come here. Take a look at this.
The grass has been trampled down, looks like. What's the deal with that?
An animal trail. With any luck, this could be our way out. Animals have a natural instinct to find the most efficient path. That's why the grass is trampled down. They snap off the branches, they eat the grass. As a result, they clear a perfect trail.
So if we make like goats and follow it, the path will take us through.
The enemy supply base should be nearby. This is where we'll start our operation.
Okay. On that note, I think we are actually going to... Oh, we've been going for almost 3 hours. Oh, we've actually... Stream says that we've been going 3 hours and 43 minutes. So we're coming up on 4 hours. That's a decent chunk for today. Let's see. We need to do our... Let's see who's online while I start getting ready for the hot shots for today. And then we'll see who we're going to end up raiding on out to. I don't want to put anything in stone, but I may be able to do a Saturday stream. If so, we'll probably be doing a continuation of this. Playing some more Valkyria. But not going to set in stone that we are doing that, because with the holidays being here, everything's a bit wonky. But for certain, I am planning to do a stream on Monday. Let's go ahead. We need to get this turned over. We are going to be doing a ghost pepper hot sauce tonight. Let's go. Sauce. And there we go. Cheers. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Ooh. Yeah, we will certainly plan for a Monday stream to be happening, with the potential for a Saturday stream. Not with that, we are going to be raiding on out to One Hit Wonder. He is playing some Halo Infinite tonight, with a continuation of some shooty shoots. With that, I do hope that you all have a good evening, and thank you for stopping on by.